Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the Scratchy Post. We scratch that gaming itch. It is once again a fateful Sunday where I take my friends and we join and whisk them away into a galaxy far, far away. Hello, everyone. My name is Ebak, and as usual, you're here for a afternoon of gaming, and apparently we're missing Trix's camera. What a great start. The technical...
That sounds good. That makes a lot of sense.
That does indeed make a lot of sense. So the technical problems have already begun. I'm just going to make sure that they come through. Would you guys mind speaking for the audience, please? Hello.
Hello, I'm Scafrulu, aka Connor, aka Helene Uvasto.
Yes. Yes. Cool. I'm going to try and just fix Trix's camera while everything goes to pot. Hello, everyone. How is everyone doing?
I'm good.
Doing good. I actually went out today when the rain was not like empty, when it didn't feel like the heavens had opened.
Not outside, Shadow. That's where people are.
Yeah, but like
I mean-
I had things to do. I had to throw rubbish out and
You
stuff.
kind of have to go outside to get
Where
things
the
like.
people are.
You have Krispy Kreme donuts?
Little ones.
You...
Well,
How dare you.
at least I have these. At least I have these.
Oh, lovely.
There.
I was going to say, you sicken me, but you don't sicken me.
You're just envious.
I am envious. I am
Yeah.
very much
jelly.
envious.
Big jelly.
Big jelly.
But-
Big jelly.
But like Scarf has got. I don't know where Scarf is in relation to my camera, but
Scarf
he's
is
got a
a cat.
kitty.
Yeah. He's got a woozy. Who wants to cuddle?
He's in a cuddly mood.
Aww.
I want to cuddle. Instead, I don't even have donuts. I have a tankard. A big one.
Cheers, everybody.
And for some reason, the camera doesn't want to work with you, Doctor. Even though I can see you here in VOD, it's just not wanting to work.
Well, I'm still having issues actually even loading into the game server,
that's
so
the
that's
right
going to
way
be a good long day for me by the sound of things.
No.
Let me just have a look here and see if it's excuse me, everyone. I'm just gonna post that. No, it's just like no, it's not liking it one bit. Oh no, there you are. I've got you on there, but I don't know why it suddenly. Or regardless,
It's the crazy thing that I don't actually see them on my screen either.
what a great start to the day.
On stream or on VOD Ninja?
No, on VOD Ninja.
No, I see him.
No,
Yeah,
that's what I'm getting.
I see David.
You all see him, but I don't.
I see everything.
Dear Internet, why are you weird?
Yeah, that's like
Why you do this?
Why you do this to me? I mean, I tested it earlier.
Yeah.
It was working. Why? Technical issues abound in today's stream, but you're not here for technical issues. You're here for some Star Wars. So let's get
To
on.
bring
with the
back
show.
the meme from when you lot weren't even born. Why are you no stable?
Yeah.
Hey, I remember that meme. I remember rage. I remember rage comic
cases.
memes, but I'm not that young.
So, let's go over some quick news before the begin. First of all, the reprints are here.
Really?
Yes.
Yay!
Edge Publishing. You can now get your hands on some of the, in fact, a lot of the Star Wars RPG role-playing games from the FFG line, now under the name of Edge Publishing, which is what the new publishing corporation is. Yes, they are available. You can get them now. If they've not already sold out, which apparently a lot of people are saying they have because they're going like hotcakes. Hey, the line's popular. What can I say?
I didn't even see. Why did they not tweet that? God damn.
I was
What's the
worried
point
about
of
the
me
state-
following their Twitter account if like I don't get notified of this stuff?
I was worried about the state of my finances, not anymore because the books are sold out anyway.
Yeah. So but the thing is, they've already said that they've got a good printing situation going on, so hopefully it won't be too long until they're again resupplied. And it's nice because this is the first time since the pandemic that we've had a resupply of these books, and hopefully we'll get an announcement of something new coming soon.
Yeah, and finally the prices on Amazon might start to go down a bit.
Yeah,
Because I've seen a couple of books going for like, 60 quid and up, but it's
hey,
like,
you want the Bounty Hunter book, No Disintegrations? Drop 150 quid and it's yours.
I believe that.
I could flip my entire collection for perhaps around about $1,000, I imagine, if during that time.
Good grief.
I would never do that though, because I love my books. I love my books.
Yeah, Elle showed us a picture of his collection, and I'm envious every time I see it.
Yeah.
Right, so let's go through the reintroduction of characters because there was a slight mix-up with the audio. So first of all, let's go from left to right on the bottom of the screen here. Introduce Lemming. Who are you playing? And yeah.
Howdy, I'm Das for Dan. I'm a human, and I want to hunt things. Bad stuff's happened, so I'm working with these guys.
And that's what's happening. You're basically a big game hunter / bodyguard. And then we move along the line to Trix. David, who is Trix?
Trix is a Bothan diplomat, which can get us into a whole world of trouble or get us out of a lot of trouble, depending on what situation obviously turns up.
And the character is fast becoming a fan favorite, Connor, who is Helene.
Helene Uvasto, yes. She is a Togruta lounge singer. And yeah, she has a way with words, as we proved last session.
and from a character with a way of words to a man who speaks with only his fists. Burr.
Misa Roslos Nuba, Misa Big and Scary Gungan, Misa Steel-Handed, and like an our DM said, Misa talk with Misa Fist.
Yep, Warrior Steel-Handed Adept, and which is a Force character for anyone who's curious. And then finally on to the babby of the group, Shadow.
Hello, I am Sky Corrales. I am a Safari seeker with the current specialization of Pathfinder. I am I'm working with these guys for reasons. Lots of reasons which may or may not involve my abilities.
So, quick breakdown for the audience there. Underneath you can see the 3 lines of book, Edge of the Empire, Age of Rebellion, Force Destiny. We got Das and Helene, who are both from Edge of the Empire, the books. We got Trix, who is from the Age of Rebellion book, because they're an ambassador diplomat. And Roslos and Sky both come from the Force Destiny book, because that's all the Force user stuff. So that's a nice little breakdown. What did you spend your XP on, if any, from last session? Das, let's go along the list. Das.
Nothing.
I'm saving. Cool. Trix.
Likewise.
Saving. Helene.
I'm pretty sure I bought Natural Athlete.
Oh.
Yeah. That's what I've written in my level up tracking notes. I need to remind myself what that is, but it must be good because I bought it.
The natural abilities often give you a reroll of some sort. So.
Yeah, I think it's hold on, I've got it here. Let's have a look. Once per session, the character may reroll any one athletics or coordination check. That was it. I did use the coordination check last time, so I thought might as well because it's something I do use.
And is actually is unique to the colonist performer. This is debuted in the Far Horizons book on page 33, as you can see there. So yeah, nice little thing that gives you a good old kind of a do-over once effectively. That's good. Is that all you spent on? I'm guessing
Yeah, it was 15 XP.
Yeah,
so I had my 5
time.
XP saved from the previous one, and 10 XP I gained from the last one. Spent it all.
To be fair, that's a good investment. Right, Roslos, what have you spent your XP on, if any?
Nothing. Misa saving for more better things.
Saving. Sky.
I actually spent mine. I got a rank in mechanics because it seems like none of us have any mechanical skills, so I might as well step into that empty spot. And I also bought I bought a separate rank in grit on Pathfinder.
Grit.
No,
So
it's just one actually.
so a rank of +1 to your strain threshold. Basically, gives you a bit more.
Considering I got ruffle stomped in the last session.
Well, as I tell people, strain is a resource. It's there to be used. If you're not a good combat, well, even in social combat as well, managing your strain threshold is just as important as managing your wounds and such, because strain is a resource to be utilized when you want to do extra maneuvers and such. And when you're doing double aims and getting those boost dice, you want to make sure you have that strain. Or if you're being shot at by weapons that knock you out, you kind of want to make sure you have quite a high strain threshold.
Do we also lose strain when trying to buy things? Like, give me a discount. No. Oh!
Well, yeah,
Fate.
From fate, from general frustrations going on. Who wants to recap what happened last time? Because it's quite a tumultuous session last time.
I got trauma.
I
Lots of it.
I can try. Okay, so a long time ago, in a galaxy far, far away, the group of adventurers were trying to board a train illegally, and because of reasons, they totaled their wonderful brand new speeder, but they got on board and eliminated almost everyone except for Captain Craig, whom the noble and kind-hearted Sky decided to spare.
To my detriment.
Hopefully, he won't bite her in the pretty ass. But we have found the box of cargo that Caden wanted us to retrieve, and because we didn't have the modes of transportation anymore, we decided to just lug it on a repulsor carrier along the streets.
Boy, was that an idea!
I mean,
yeah, boy,
how
was
else
that
are you
an
gonna
idea.
get there?
True.
While doing that, we have been accosted by a group of thugs led by Mr. Douglas, aka the Doug.
I just want to add in my notes, I wrote, we were intercepted by the Doug, who isn't a Doug.
Yeah, and also Boba Fett? Question mark?
Well, I have because you made a wonderful Scottish accent for him. I immediately decided in my head canon that Doug is short for Douglas.
I like that.
Yes.
Douglas. Yeah.
Yeah, and when we were approached by the Doug, who said he wants the cargo, but he can exchange the cargo for a certain burb that we have taken in. We have heard a jetpack behind us, and a certain character dressed in green Mandalorian armor swooped in on us he came from behind. And we were like, holy shit, it's Boba Fett. And he was also after Sky. We started having a three-way fight where we were trying to hide behind the swooper that Roslos was really trying to save from all of this. And we did manage to get Boba Fett down. Upon which we realized this wasn't really a Boba Fett. We saw some kind of an imposter.
Our characters don't know that.
Yes. Out of character, it was Jero cast. But, yeah, we did manage to fend off the Mandalorian assailant.
Yeah,
I got KO'd in
as far
one hit.
As far as you guys are aware, you've kind of fought off Boba Fett and the Doug, but you managed to get away. And that's is where we pick up today's session, with Sky over the shoulders of Helene.
I'd woken up by then, and
yes.
I'd woken up, and so I've rejoined the group, although a little bit dizzy and with no memory of this fight. Because I got hit in the back of the head and fell unconscious, and
That'll do it.
Then I woke up on over Helene's shoulders, so that was nice.
I believe it's quite appropriate that we, in that case, return to your home, effectively, the Gambler's Luck Casino and Cantina. So this is where we're going to start today's session. And I'm going to quickly assemble you guys where you should be. So give me a second while I grab your tokens and pop you where you belong.
No worries. Well, while that's going down, Helene,
Yes.
your cacademon's upside down.
It's fine.
No.
Oh no, right way up. Yeah. I always thought the flesh bit was underneath the mouth.
Mm.
So there,
Now it's upside down.
Oh, why did I
Now
mention
he's angry. Now he's happy.
Out of character, I recently got one of the D&D books, and let me tell you, I think it's the Demigorgon has got a face that looks just like the Doom
Yeah.
Caco demon. I'm like,
Which one is it? It's not a Demogorgon. It's
that's the other one, isn't it?
Astral Dreadnought.
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, I remember seeing it and going, what?
Yeah, it's where the Cacademon's face comes from.
Yeah.
Yeah, continue.
What's your cool, Helene?
My call, sorry, what?
Your cool. What's your cool? What rank
Oh,
is
my
your
cool. Let me
Very.
Yes.
find it. Okay.
Get out of my head.
it says I have 0 rank in it, but I have 3 greens.
Okay, so you got a 0 rank.
Yeah.
Okay.
0 rank, but I've got 3 presents. So
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. So you guys arrive.
I always get scared. I always get scared when somebody goes interesting. It's like,
What
there must be a plan going on for this somewhere.
What, you get scared when the GM rolls dice and goes, interesting, and asks,
One question.
yes,
We've not rolled for Destiny.
you are absolutely right. Let me quickly get that resolved. So first of all, I need to reset the pool. Then bing, bing, bing. Pool has been reset. There you go. Roll for Destiny, everyone. Okay, good start with Scott. Soon turned into equalized. Oh, but let me just pulls it back.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Nice, good.
True good.
Now let's see if Doctor can. What
Oh,
happens?
look at that.
Oh, wow.
Oh, nice.
So the light side is on your side today. Wow.
The force is with us.
Everyone rolled. To be fair, actually, it's
Despite the best efforts of force-sensitive characters, the force is on our side.
I was sort of thinking.
Yeah, that's ironic, isn't it?
I was thinking it's probably quite rare, but actually no. There's only one side of the dice that has 1 light side pip. Most of them are 2 light side pips. So actually, yeah, it's been quite a good roll for you guys. 6 light and 2 dark. The force is in your favor.
To be fair, it's kind of insane that the light side is on our side, seeing how many people I straight up murdered last time.
Well, don't forget, you
And
were
also,
self-defense.
like how the table's the other way, and also how the table was the other way around. Like last time, I think it was like quite a lot of time where there was like 3 or 4 dark floating on the other side of the spectrum.
Yeah, I mean, from Force's point of view, you're just part of the circle of life, so it doesn't matter that much whether you murder someone.
Right, so you guys arrive at the back around these large kind of shutter doors that open into the hangar bay. Again, don't remind you that the ship that is there is not there at all. But you have, of course, access to the hangar bay where you can store the speeder in the garage, or if you still have the airspeeder, which you do not, somewhere else back here. Effectively, this is your storage location. It's also where you're pushing the supplies through. Although Kate, you most likely imagine that Caden is probably out front in the bar somewhere. In fact, I'm gonna get Caden down in here.
Yeah, although I think, if I remember correctly, we did salvage the swoop, but we don't have the speeder.
Yes, you salvage the swoop. You do not have the speeder though. All right. So, do you guys want to have any kind of interactions or talk?
Sorry, I didn't mean to flip the dark side there. Sorry, I was moving my
That's fine.
tracker around.
Already resolved that. So yes, any character interaction you guys want to have? This is kind of the fallout of last time.
Mm-hmm. I'm just gonna turn to Sky and be like, "You doing all right there?"
I've been better.
I can imagine. Let's get you some rest.
Yeah, that would suit me. Yeah.
And try and sort of pull Sky in the direction of the bedrooms.
Oh,
Yeah.
so you're gonna go to the bedrooms, are you?
Yeah.
Okay, so the bedrooms, you can get up to the second floor via the stairs just here.
Mm-hmm.
So it's quite easy to get up there. Cool. As you're being pulled up the stairs, what is anyone else going to do anything? Bear in mind that you've got to deliver these goods to the boss.
Nobody in the meantime is pushing the swoop into the garage to the stand where it could stay, checking if there are any dents, if there are any dirty bent spots. Like, I get you clean. Don't worry.
Yes, the garage is empty apart from the one swoop. But yes, there are some dings. There's some carbon scoring where, of course, some shots have hit over the bike where you've been using it for cover. It's mostly in good condition. The control vanes are a little bit bent thanks to when you wedged it in with the train from last session. But mostly it's serviceable. It can be repaired, and it can even still drive. It's just that you'd need to get it properly repaired before you could drive it without any setbacks. All right. What are you doing, Trix?
I think currently just sort of standing around with the group basically at this point, because obviously we're waiting for I was gonna say, is it Caden, the guy in charge? I've brain's gone dead.
Caden Vance.
I don't know why I had Caden in my head, but it stuck, so that worked.
Well, you're not going to have to wait long, as he actually comes out of the back door here, the cargo bay. He isn't in time to see Helene and Sky vanish. I'm going to put you guys up here just to indicate that you guys are now up near the floor. As he says, as he comes forward, he opens his arms, like, my supplies. You didn't open them, did you?
I'm going to say no, because I can't honestly remember if we did or didn't. I'm assuming not.
You guys didn't.
We didn't. Yeah.
So he kind of beckons you over and kind of says, "Can I inspect the goods?"
Be my guest.
Alrighty.
All right. So he opens the crate, and inside, you see that inside are little kind of capsules that look like they are synthetic chemical stimulants that are used in that you don't see what they are for. Anyone who's around there, so effectively Roslos, Trix, and or Das, you can do an average medicine check to try and identify what these stims are.
I'm the only person with medicine, I think.
Yeah.
You're currently taking
Yeah,
Sky
I'm
upstairs.
busy. Good luck, guys.
You never know.
Nope.
It's all on you, Trix.
Hang on a second.
I mean, that would explain why they were going to medicine place.
Mm.
Hang on a minute.
You can access the checks from the
Yep. I'm no there. Yeah, I was doing it that way because I had a bit of lag going on. It was going to roll me leadership instead, which obviously isn't the thing I was looking for.
What do you want to do with the advantage there, Roslos? I have a suggestion, but if you don't have anything, I can offer an idea for that.
What would your suggestion be?
That you've gotten a good enough look at them that you could describe them to someone, and they could do the check with a harder difficulty. If you did that effectively.
Yeah, I will. In that case, I will do that when we meet with Helene.
All right. Trick succeeded, so she'll know exactly what they are. Whether she chooses to disclose that is up to them. Das, take a strain for the threat. As I imagine you're like, really? Just some little vials? That's what all this was all about, you know?
I don't know. We went through all that.
As Trix, you can identify that the stimulants are used in medical supplies such as stim packs and Bacta patches to increase the response and effectiveness. However, the same stimulant is used in what's called Rye-X, a new drug that's gained popularity in recent years on Nar Shaddaa. Just 5 vials of the drug, when created, of course, could fetch 25,000 credits on the black market. So yes, that is
wow
what you learn. So yeah, that's basically you're talking at 5,000 credits per vial on the black market.
Damn.
And obviously, out of character, this is it makes a lot of sense why he was happy to bankroll us, knowing that he was going to potentially get his hands on something that's worth 25 grand.
At that point, Caden kind of clasps his hands and says, "Marvelous, marvelous. Let's see." And he kind of pulls out his data pad and says, "Well, there's the job. There's the 16,000 that I loaned you for the vehicles, which I only see one of them right here. Yes, but you did buy the speeder." And he says, "With deductions, because of course you're staying here at these fine accommodations and facilities. I think you'll begin earning about 6,800 each. So everyone at the table gains 6,800 credits, their own personal account. Helene, yours is halved because you're paying back Larry's debt as well.
Damn it.
Oh,
So it says 3,400 then.
3,400. Burr, yours is also halved because you're paying back the debt as well.
Don't you just love debt?
Yeah.
God, this is giving me mortgage flashbacks.
Nah.
I mean, I am
Yeah.
still paying my mortgage, but
But yeah, that is what he says. And bear in mind that you guys wouldn't have this job if it wasn't for him. He's your broker, effectively. So, you could have gone alone, but also, stiffed him. But that's could end up in bad areas. At that point, he says, "Well, that was very lively. Although I do have a few questions as tricks."
Carry on.
At that point, he says, "Why was I issued a bounty puck just 2 hours ago for one of my associates?" At that point,
I have no idea.
At that point, his comlink chirps, and it's actually the bartender. It's like as the bartender comes over his comlink, Kane kind of pulls out the comlink, says, "What is it?" And you could. It's close enough that you can hear what's said. He says, "Hey, boss. Yeah, the client's turned up. She's out front. Just what you want me to tell her you'll be along?" "Yeah, that'll be fine. I'll be along in a few minutes." And at that point, he smiles and says, "We'll have this discussion after meeting with the person who is actually taking this off my hands. This is not over, Trix. I don't like complications in my jobs."
Oh God, I hate this already.
now you see how I feel.
He looks at his chronometer and says, "The meeting should be about 10 minutes long. Don't expect it to last long. I want the entire team, including Sky, down here in 15 minutes.
I think I know what that's for.
So he then goes back through the door that leads to the kitchen and presumably out front to the bar. Does anyone want to follow and meet see who he's meeting? Or do you want to bugger off?
I'm going with the not getting involved in that because I've been asked to do something else. And if Caden's already pissed, I don't want to make him even more pissed.
Fair enough. Sky and Helene are busy. Das, Roslos, what are you two going to do in this circumstance? We'll switch over to the other two shortly.
Roslos is intrigued, so he will follow.
Okay. And Das?
I'm just staying here. I'll be here for the meeting when it happens. I'm just tired.
Fair enough.
At this point, when Roslos got the 3,400 credits, he feels like paying this debt is gonna last thousands of years. So he wants to find out any means to be able to somehow detach himself from Caden.
No, that's understandable. Das, when you were saying you're taking a load off, like you're in the hangar bay, do you like pop yourself up on a crate or a barrel and like grab like a drink or something, or do you like head to the bar?
Where's the team meeting going to take place?
So you imagine that's going to be taking place in the meeting room above, in where there's like a table with chairs around it. It's like a proper meeting room.
Then I'll drag myself over to that and sit in the comfortablest chair I can find.
All right then.
Respectable.
Roslos, you're heading to the bar, so follow Caden to the bar and just see what goes on. And we'll use this opportunity to switch over to what's going on elsewhere, as well. Are you not able to move your stuff, Bear?
No, I can move my stuff.
Okay.
That's fine. Yeah. Go to
Just trying to remember where the meeting room is.
That's fine. It's upstairs, so we're going to switch up to the upper floor in a second.
Okay, yeah.
Which in fact we're going to do that right now because it's the appropriate time. So here we go, up to the second floor.
All right.
So Cadence is down here, with Roslos as well.
So we will be, I presume, Helene and.
Yeah, I'll be taking Sky over to her room.
Do you avoid the balcony? Well, actually, I think you have no choice but to go along part of the balcony here.
Yeah, I guess so. Sure.
So as you're going across, you see Caden kind of make his way just underneath the balcony. He doesn't see you both, but you hear him mention how he's like, I'm gonna go inspect the goods. Let me know if when the client arrives. As he says to the grip. So yeah.
And I sent this guy and say, well, I'm sure he'll be pleased. Whatever the hell's in there, it was worth a lot.
Good.
So, you guys get to your room with very little, very little kind of, problems there. However, you open your door, and you find that the door's actually slightly ajar.
Right.
That wasn't like that when we left, was it?
I kind of like just like step in front of Sky and I just go and I just kind of like push it slightly just to kind of peer around.
Inside the room, you see that there's someone currently lying on your bunk. It's quite dark, so you can't make out who it is exactly.
I'm going to flip the light on.
Okay. Give me a second. I think because that's something I need to read here.
Oh, God.
No. Why are you assuming it's bad?
Is there any other reason that somebody is in our room?
That could be.
Yeah, well, there actually is a good reason why someone's in your room. It's someone that Helene recognizes, actually.
Is it a Togruta?
It is a Togruta, indeed.
Okay.
A blue-skinned Togruta sits there, and you recognize that it is your youngest daughter, Shannon of Usto.
Oh. And I was going, Shannon, what are you doing here?
And she's like, light! Oh, please, turn that off.
Yeah, have you been sleeping in my room?
Hang on. I don't have a token for her yet, so that'll be a temporary token that we use. As she says, oh, Mom.
What time did you get here?
About 5 minutes, 5 hours, 5 minutes, 5 hours ago, 5 minutes ago.
Don't worry about it. What are you doing here? What brings you to?
Give me a medical check, please.
Oh no. Medical. Okay, yeah, let's go.
1 purple dice. I'll give you a boost die because of your experience with Shannon.
Okay. So how many purple? Sorry.
It's easy. 1 purple dice.
1 purple dice and a boost.
And a boost, so blue dice.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
Oh no.
Yep.
Oh, actually, that's all right.
Yeah. What success with 4 advantages. So the success is quite easy for you to tell that Shannon is currently under the influence of a substance.
Oh God.
You can tell by kind of the wide eyes, kind of that they are, that she is not exactly copious Mendes right about now.
Right.
And that's why she seems a bit aloof with time and such.
I don't say anything. I just kind of go over and say, oh, "Look at you. Go over to the canteen and get yourself some water."
She says, I'm in need of credits.
We'll talk about that once you've had some water, Shannon.
She goes to stand up, but can actually barely stand. She's so wobbly.
I go to her side and it's just I'm like there's a look. It's like it's not like a look of anger. It's disappointment.
Cool.
Ooh, we went there.
I'm sort of awkwardly awkwardly standing in the door. It's like,
I'm just like, come in, Sky, please just take a seat. You take a load off.
At that point, Shannon is like, "Oh, please don't be disappointed in me, Mum. And at that point, she looks at Sky and says, You're worried. You're fearful. The colors."
I said, Sky, just sit down. I'll deal with this, and I'm gonna try and guide Shannon to the canteen.
Yeah, of course. If you wanted, you could make another check to identify what she's actually on, but that would require a higher check.
Still a medicine one.
Yeah, what do you want to do with the advantage? You got 4 advantages.
So can I get a boost to my next medicine then?
Yeah, which I think that makes absolute sense. I'll give you a boost dice for 2. You've got 2 more remaining. What do you want to do with those 2 remaining advantages?
Do I have any strain at the moment? I don't know if it should have gone back down.
You would have strain that would have been there from your last encounter.
Okay, never mind. Yeah, I'll use that to heal some of the strain I have. I have 3 currently. I'll bring that down to 1.
Oh, you'd need to spend 2 for the boost dice.
Oh, okay.
Oh no, you can spend 1 because it's the next character's check. So yeah, you could do 1.
Right. So how many strain can I heal? Sorry.
You can heal 3 strain with 1 boost and have 1 boost dice because it's 1 strain.
Oh yeah.
Thing. Okay. If you had to give a specific person a dice, it'd be 2. But because you could give the next person a check, the boost dice for 1,
right,
and you're the next person, that means that would work out.
Okay, yeah, no problem.
It's going to be a harder medicine check. It's going to be a 3 purple dice medicine check with a boost dice.
Okay.
Or you can substitute underworld knowledge for 2 purple dice with a boost dice.
I'm just gonna stick with the medicine. I think.
Oh.
All right, I'm gonna roll medicine.
Ooh.
No, that's all right.
Feels mean, but I'm tempted to give you those. I'm going to give you a setback. I'm actually going to give you a setback dice and a strain. So 1 strain and a setback dice to your next check. You're able to identify that the drug that she's most likely has used is glitterstim. It's a drug that is a highly addictive drug with hallucinogenic properties. Rumors and speculation state that some people even say they gain temporary telepathic abilities, but whether or not you believe that is entirely up to your own dispensation.
I see.
But yes.
I'm just gonna walk her to the canteen now, and just it's like it's the expressions kind of moved more to like just sadness, really, just a sort of feeling of this sucks. This really sucks.
Yeah. As she gets to the basin and has a moment where she just throws up inside there before having a sip of water.
Yeah.
As she kind of like, I'll be okay. I'll be okay.
I'm gonna guide her to the sort of sofa chair thing.
Yeah, it's a sofa. Yes.
Yeah. And just to kind of like just sit here, and I'm gonna clean up the vomit as well.
Well, that's fine. It's in the sink, so it's.
Oh, I didn't think. Okay,
She threw up in the sink, so
rinse it down with
Yeah.
the tap.
um,
I was going to turn. Have you had anything to eat? Eaten all in the past 24 hours?
she shakes her and says, "I've had no money to get anything to eat, Mum."
I just nod, and I'm just gonna fix it like a whole bunch of food.
Okay, so you're gonna basically be in the cooking, are you?
Yeah.
All right then. All right then. Yeah, I think that makes sense. We're gonna flash back to Sky, but give me a knowledge education check for cooking.
Oh. Okay, let's
Let's
go.
let's see how good this meal is you make.
Yeah. Do you know how to cook, or are you Homer Simpson?
Do I have a setback on this?
I imagine yes, because of course
Okay.
you'd have the weight of this stress going on.
Difficulty?
Well, but cooking's a fairly easy thing. I'd say 1 purple dice. It's not exactly.
Okay.
I imagine it's not like a big meal you're prepping.
Yeah.
Would you be making enough just for her, or for yourself, or for everyone, like that the group, or?
I'm gonna make like more than enough for one person.
More than
just
enough for one
kind of
person.
like yeah.
Aw.
All right, so yeah, I'd say that to be 1 purple dice.
Okay. It's not very good though. I've never really been a cook. Is the problem?
Aw.
Okay, yeah. The failure doesn't mean that you failed to cook the food; it's just that you failed to kind of, This was always more Larry's department.
Yeah. Oh, Larry could do some mean scrambled eggs.
And it's one of those things where it's you kind of served like the blue milk down there,
Yeah.
and it's edible. It's edible.
Yeah.
And
Just
you
a
can
little bit slapdash.
yeah, and you can see it kind of like, thanks, Mum, as she kind of. Oh, which
I'm sorry. I was never really the cook of the family.
Oh no, you always were there to support me and the others, though, and
Just gotta squeeze a shoulder.
it's all gone downhill since Dad left.
I know. I'm just gonna. It's just sad. Just looks sad.
Meanwhile, Sky, what are you doing in the room? Are you doing anything in particular?
I'm basically I've gone to the fresher to clean up because I don't know if Sathari sweat, but I'm sweaty and dirty and dusty, and it's also as a kind of self-soothing in a way, just to clean myself up and try and get my head in order, and just try and calm down from what's happened, and try and figure out stuff in my head. And now I'm thinking great, now they know I've got a bounty on my head and there's people looking at me. I literally can't go anywhere in the galaxy without people following me. That's nice. But I presume there's a mirror in the fresher, so
There is, yes.
yeah. So as I'm sort of staring at myself, I'm just like, I can't keep running. If they can chase me all the way to Nar Shaddaa, they'll just keep chasing me till the outer rim.
Nice little kind of character moment there, as you kind of like you're kind of there hanging up the side of the sink, just kind of like taking deep breaths, just trying to calm yourself. But yeah, as you steel yourself, the fact that the first time in like a long time you've made that decision. No more running. This is my life now. Meanwhile, we're gonna flash back over to the conference room as we kind of cut to Das putting his feet up on the transparasteel table. Muddy boots kind of clearly dislodging some onto the table itself. I imagine at Trix's disapproval for just they're not exactly what
I don't have to say anything to that. You're speaking exactly what's on my mind.
Trix, how are you feeling right now? Like, you gonna converse with Das or say anything, or speculate with Das or anything?
I think at this point I'll probably just be pacing the conference room, just trying to work out, is he referring to a bounty that he says associate? Could it mean referring that there's a bounty? That refers to Sky, or whether that refers to somebody else. So could have been the Doug, could it have been somebody else? Kind of things. I'm trying to.
It's quite clear that when he
what-
said associate, he meant Sky, or at least that's from what you can estimate, judging by the situation. Which also then makes the question is why.
Oh
Sky
yeah,
wants
but like
it.
I said, I yeah, exactly. But you see what I mean from my point of view. As you said, associate. It could imply anyone. So at this point, I'm just trying to rack my head around which who he could potentially be referring to. So
Yeah, in fairness, like in that encounter with the dog, he did ask specifically for Sky because if I remember, he said
Yeah.
something about Sky having a bounty on her. So there should be. I mean, it might not be fully linked at this point, but you've got two ideas in your head now.
Yeah. Well, he did say that he's ready to forego the cargo
Exactly.
for
Exactly.
the bounty for Sky.
Which then implies that Sky is more valuable than the cargo.
Yeah.
And you also now know the value of the cargo. That's the
Yeah.
thing. You now know that whatever Sky's worth is worth more than 25,000 credits, effectively.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
All right. Das, do you say anything or comment on the pacing that Trix is doing?
It's like, hey man, how can you be pacing around like that? We've just been running for like an hour. I'm just gonna stay relaxed on my seat. Why are you pacing around like that? Relax.
Yeah, checking the structural integrity of
Because
the
this was
chair.
meant to be a simple job, and this was anything but.
There's no such thing as a milk run.
I like that.
Yeah, there's nothing we can do about it.
I like that. I like that interaction. Just like anything but a simple job. It's like nothing we can do about it. Just the relaxed, chill. Das like
We did the job. We got paid. Look, unless Boba Fett walks through the front door, I'm not really bothered.
What more do you want?
Yeah.
Meanwhile, we're going to cut back down and of course reverse time a little bit as we kind of go back down to the meeting. So back into the ground floor. Rolsos is joined at Caden's side, and Caden kind of is clearly kind of just straightening his suit. It says, decided to come and keep an eye on things, Rolsos?
Yeah, extra pair of eyes and hands always useful.
Well, of course.
You said the one to be surprised.
He says, in my line of business, surprises are always what I've always can be twofold, a good thing or a bad thing. At that point, the door opens and a Pantoran woman steps in, and he Cade opens now and says, Venlana, and there's a big old smile as she steps forward. She's in very kind of very beautiful kind of clothing, definitely not from Nar Shaddaa, definitely more elegant. As she kind of extends her hand and says, Caden, I trust nothing went wrong with the supply run. He says, no, nothing went wrong at all. All standard affair. The supplies are out back. I imagine your vessel might be around very shortly to pick up the remains. And that point says, indeed, but of course, the payment comes separately. Of course, it'd look unusual if I were to turn up a ship associated with me, would then turn up be carrying illicit cargo, wouldn't it? He says, of course. At that point, Venlana, who is holding a briefcase, kind of puts it on the table, opens it up, and Rosos, you can see that in there is a briefcase full of hard credits, like actual gold, silver credits. And we're talking, for your own estimations, there's at least a good 60,000 in there. He says, fantastic. Well, of course, the bar is at your disposal, my dear. And of course, I think this concludes our business arrangement. She says, indeed. If I have more work for you, I know where to find you.
Mm.
At that point, it's like, of course. Here at the Gambler's Luck, we guarantee the best odds. At that point, she leaves. After leaving the briefcase there, and Caden kind of closes the briefcase and says, "Well, that covers most of the payment for you guys and for the job, and of course the wages for this month's payment run." As he looks over at the bartender, who's Grade, who's currently kind of doing his thing and wiping down the bar, and says, "Yeah, it'd be nice if we got kind of paid around here, boss." as the bowler starts kind of as the bowler starts kind of ear kind of tender antennae kind of twitch, it says, "I don't know about you, but I've got a lot of I've got a shotgun on this desk and he's loading. If we next time we get mugged, I won't have any rounds to shoot."
He's got a slip throw into that.
You now established that he's got that Grade keeps a scattergun or shotgun effectively underneath the bar. Which is, on Nar Shaddaa, is pretty standard practice.
Yeah.
But you also know that the contact's name, Roslos, which is Venlana.
It feels like this bar is more like sort of like a Western saloon kind of thing.
That's the idea. That's
we are on Nar Shaddaa.
Yeah, it's Nar Shaddaa. It's a Western saloon, pretty much.
Roslos turns to Caden and says, "Husa was the Outlander lady? She said didn't look like from around here."
She says, just a client. You know what it's like, Roslos. I'm a broker. I get jobs from people. I then pass those jobs on to you and your associates. You guys get paid. I get paid. I pay you, and so on and so forth. This is how this structure works. She is one of my more usual clients. Do you want to try and convince him to open up a bit more, Roslos?
I'd like to also know whether Roslos could remember that he's maybe seen her before, because he's been in the place for a while already, a couple of weeks.
Yes. I'll count that as a perception check. It's going to be 1 purple dice, with a setback though, because you tend to not be out front a lot.
Okay.
Very nice. 3 success.
Well, that works.
Yeah. You definitely recognize her. She's been here before, and in fact, it was not immediately prior, but a couple of weeks prior to this this job, which was being pulled by you guys. Before that, you know that she's been around a bit regularly, and Grade even referred to her as a regular here at the bar. She's a common customer, as it were, but never taking drinks at the bar. She just turns, does business, and leaves.
Is that Pantoran as well?
Pantoran, yes.
Yeah, okay.
Pantoran.
Interesting.
I feel like Nuba will have more chances chatting with Gray about her, especially since she's a regular. Gray is a bartender, so obviously
Wow.
he'll know more.
Yeah. Yeah, the Gray's the bartender. He sees all kind of people. If you want to know what's going on at the bar, ask the bartender. At that point, Caden says, "Well," and at that point, Caden says, "Well, hopefully she won't hear about the complications that happened tonight." At that point, he turns to Rostos and says, "So, one of our own's got a bounty on them, have we? Have they?"
You sir known as much as us, and that thug, what was him? He said there's a bounty for her, and then we saw Boba Fett. Yeah, even Misa heard of him, so this must be a big bounty.
At the mention of Boba Fett, his eyes kind of like widen a little bit. At that point, he says, "Right, okay." And at that point, it says, "Let's go find out what's going on." At that point, he kind of motions his head in the direction of the conference room upstairs.
He's like trying to play it cool, but he hears about Fate. He's like, "Oh God."
Well, shit.
Okay, so we're gonna once again move to the other floor. Kane is gonna move and take the turbo. Where is he gonna move? He's gonna take the tapes over here and kind of walk along the conference room. I'm guessing you're gonna accompany him, Roslos, or do you want to go by a different route?
I'm gonna join them later. I first want to talk to my pal Greg.
Ah, you want to cut to grade, are you? Sure. Let's pop that back down there then, shall we? Okay. So you head over to grade. What do you say?
So, Lady, anything interesting while we were gone?
Give me a charm check.
It might be fun because I don't have much charm.
So Grade knows when to stay silent, but he's also a bit of a blabbermouth. It's one of the things where he knows that he shouldn't really be talking this business, but he likes gossiping. So it's going to be 2 purple dice, but I'm going to give you a boost die because he likes talking. Hi, Laura, by the way, in the chat.
Okay. Hello, Laura. Okay, so
Whoa!
Good lord.
success, but with threats.
Success with
Oh,
threat,
dear.
and with because the kiting armor, you all add on threat as well, as it's like, I really shouldn't be be telling you all this, Roslos. But that Venlana,
Yusa must be bored here. Come on.
well, that Venlana, she's been putting some pressure on the boss. She's been wanting to get more opportunities and jobs for the boss, and I'm not quite certain that the boss is carrying some good favor with her. But he gets the job done because of you guys. I imagine if things got more complicated, that she might have pulled out of this deal entirely.
Yusa seen her here more?
Oh, yes. She's around here all the time.
What does she say drink?
She doesn't drink. That's the thing. She comes to the bar, has her meeting, nothing. She always orders water. It's her associates who often do the drinking. I think it's a tactic of hers, get people talking a bit more than they should, Of course, I'm not one to talk,
Yeah, Russell taps his nose, which with the long beak is pretty visible, like smart.
Oh, Laura's put a Christmas trip home. Yay!
Yay, nice.
Um,
Yeah, I wonder, but also as like you still haven't talking to her.
Well, I've not talked to her too much. She tends to keep quite quiet. But rumors I've heard is that she's a member of the Zon Consortium.
Misa Backwater Yoka, Misa never heard of that. What that?
He says, well, the consortium. Well, have you? Do you want to do a quick check on that?
I'd like to do a quick check, but like I said in character, this is probably not gonna be. Is it like underworld check or?
It would be knowledge underworld. I'm gonna give you a setback die because of your threats. So 2 for the black dice. Take a strain as well for a good measure.
Oh, 2 black dice.
No, 1 black dice, but take a strain.
Okay, 1.
But 2 of the threats are used to give you that black dice.
Okay, and a strain.
And a strain.
So 1 strain, and let's see if I know anything. Nope.
Didn't think so. Okay, take another strain out of frustration of not, you're not part of the underworld for you've been in it for a while, but you barely know. It's you realize it's much bigger than you anticipated.
Yeah, I've known underworld only from one angle so far.
I was like, well, the Zone Consortium is a big player out in the galaxy. We're talking big black sun levels of things, huts and such. If they're operating in this territory, well, that's not exactly a good sign.
Good to know. Thank you. Misa gonna be vigilant then.
Says,
you keep that shotgun ready.
Oh, trust me, I always keep Laura near close. Oh, Laura near, she's had many fights.
Yeah, now I can try to follow Caden to upstairs.
Of course.
Just out of kind of did I hear mention the Scarclar Consortium?
No, it
Oh,
was
it's a different one.
the Zan Consortium.
Oh, okay. I heard consortium.
For spelling wise, that's ZANN, Zan Consortium. The
Zan
Zan Consortium.
Consortium. Okay.
Which, for those of you who played Empire at War, that's a deep cut.
Yeah, it's just Skyclaw would have been a deep cut for me.
All right.
No.
So yeah, the Zan Consortium. Next, so we're gonna now switch up to the meeting. I think it makes sense that we do it as Cade, as Vance arrives, as he arrives in the room, sees Das's feet, boots up on the table, and then looks over at Trix and says, "Where are the others?"
I assume they were going to be here. I will try and track them down.
You do that. At that point, he kind of takes a seat at one of the at the table. So, Trix, you of course, both from your searching, would find Haleen currently serving a meal of some kind in the canteen to a person you've never met before, but which
But there's a resemblance there.
But there's a resemblance there.
Yeah. I was gonna greet Trix as she walks in. Ah, Trix. This is Shannon, my daughter.
How do you respond?
Nice to meet you.
Her daughter kind of down sheepishly and just kind of nods. She's starting to come down from her high, as it were.
Mm-hmm.
She's got a bit of the jitters. She says, I am in need of credits. The guy who gave me this stuff, he apparently says I owe him for the samples.
I'm just gonna just head over to my room. Once we've got all our business sorted, we'll discuss getting you some help there. Okay?
She just kind of nods and
before she goes, I'm going to give her a hug though. And just say it's nice to see you.
She says, "It's nice to see you too, Mom." Your daughter's always been a bit of a rogue character within the family, compared to your eldest.
Yes, yeah, definitely.
Sky, at this point, I see you moved your marker. Were you making your way over to the canteen to see what's going on?
Yeah, I was making my way to the meeting place because I'm already in trouble.
Well, you don't know a meeting is happening, but you could probably assume that something's going on. But you do walk in on Haleen currently hugging Shannon, who the latter then kind of gently squeezes past you on their way to their room.
Mm-hmm. Who was that?
That was Shannon. She's my youngest daughter.
Oh, yeah, I see the resemblance. Is she okay? She doesn't look good.
She'll be fine. I'll make sure of it.
Okay.
I kind of just leave it at that and then turn towards Trix and leave.
Or do you leave? Because do you know why Trix is here?
Well, I don't know. I go towards Trix then, just to see what Trix is after.
Caden has asked for us all to meet, but he does not look happy.
Does he ever look happy?
Good point.
I think I know.
At which point, sort of like very much under Trix's own breath, sometimes.
Sometimes. But that's a nice kind of signal for you guys that he's in the conference room.
Well, actually, before we get that, that's when Noob actually shows up. He hears the last sentence because he was going to go to the conference room, but he first wanted to drink something.
Well, it also makes sense that you'd come out of this turbo lift, so you'd probably hear that as the door opens.
Yeah.
So he hears the conversation that Caden's not happy. When has he ever been happy? He's been happy when he brought the cargo. Misa saw his grid for the first time in Misa life, baby.
That must have been scary for you.
I approach Helene and want to tap her on the shoulder, wanting to ask her something. Helene, I remember you said you know the medicine things.
Yes.
Because this cargo, he's opened it in front of us, and there's have been some pills or capsules, some medicine. I'm trying to pass the information.
Yeah.
to Helene.
So you basically describe what they are. Helene, you can make a medicine check to identify them. It's going to be a 3 purple dice because of the fact that they're being described to you. You're not actually seeing them yourself. But yeah.
I'm gonna use, if it's okay with everyone, I'm gonna need a light side to try and give that a little bit of a.
There's 6 of them.
We've got them to spend.
Yeah. I'm gonna upgrade one of my greens to a yellow. Hold on. There we go. So 2 yellow, 3 purple. Is that right?
That's correct.
All right.
Oh,
that's good.
Oh, nice, lovely.
So take 2 strain. I think take 2 strain because you realize that it's drug related, and given what's just happened with your daughter,
I accept that.
And you managed to identify exactly the same information I gave Trix, that they are they're stimulants that are used to basically increase the effectiveness of drugs. In this instance, they can be used to create Real X, which is a very popular drug right now on Nar Shaddaa. For the Triumph, I would know that you even would have ideas over how theoretically someone could potentially make Real X.
Oh, okay.
Or at least have an idea of the process involved with Real X. Whether you want to do that, I don't know. You can choose another suggestion for the Triumph if you wish. If you think there's
I
a
like
better
that.
option.
Yeah, that's fine by me. I'm gonna try and relay at least some of my understanding of that as well to Roslos, and say this is what it sounds like. And sort of afterwards, I'm going to sort of pause, turn back towards the door that Shannon just left, just frown slightly, and then after a moment, I'm just gonna let's get to the meeting. And I'll start walking out.
Yeah. When Helene passes that to, just wanted to add, when Helene passes that to Noba, Noba says under his breath, Misa heard relax. Misa heard people say about it just before the never mind.
Never mind.
Yeah, Helene just seems distracted all of a sudden.
I think that's a good point where we kind of screen wipe to the actual meeting itself, so you guys are already all in there at your various points. So please prefer to place yourself at various points around the room. As we screen wipe to a puck being thrown on the table and Sky's visage being shown in holographic form.
Again, if Sathari could turn white, I probably have. Instead, all of it's just flattened down. It's just like, oh.
And it reels off.
And that's when Daz takes his feet off the table.
At that point, it reels off also the bounty, which is 40,000 credits, which states simply crimes against the Empire. That is simply what it states.
Well, that's very vague. Crimes against the Empire. That could simply be looking at an officer wrong.
Yeah, at that point, Kane's like, does someone want to explain why I've got a bounty puck for Sky delivered just 2 hours ago?
I I had a friend a long time ago. Her name was. She was a very dear friend to me. Very, very close. Maybe the closest, and she was a little strange, a little odd. Very good at her job, very good at being a mechanic. She was a Chadra fan. See, her name was Tricky. Very good at what she did.
At that point, it's like, well, Kate's like, well, that's nice. How does this explain that there's a bounty puck on your head, Sky?
They came for her. The Inquisitors. They cornered me, and I gave her up. I gave her up as you know. Well, she might have been a Jedi, and it might. I don't know. Maybe they thought I was one too because I was associating with her. I don't know. I had to go.
Questions, Shadow. Are you lying by that? Because you are admitting the fact that you are a Force user.
I'm not. Like, I said, Sky said, they might have thought I was one by associating with her.
Okay.
So out of character, Sky is telling the truth, but she's lying by omission.
Lying by admission. I'd argue it would be a deception check.
It's still a form of deception, I think, because you're still concealing something, the truth.
Yeah.
Okay, fair.
I'm not sure that would be more of a deception from Sky rather than perception check from Caden.
No, I try and have the players roll when they can. Make a deception check. I'm going to give you a boost die because it's a lie of admission, not simply just a outright lie. So you'll have a
just
boost
an
die.
outright lie.
Yeah. So you'll get that. It's opposed to Caden. Let me quickly check and see what his discipline is. If he's got anything that go against that. Caden Vance discipline. Okay, it's only a yellow and it's a white and it's a purple and a red. Let me check. He does have Nobody's Fool, so you do turn that to 2 reds effectively.
Okay.
Oh boy.
You do have light side points to use as well. You can use that to downgrade reds to a purple. Why red to a purple, I should say.
Yeah, I'm gonna flip a light. So I've got 3 green, 1 red, 2 purple, and a boost.
Correct.
Oh, nice.
Got a despair though.
Well, yeah, I was going to say nice, but there's a big asterisk on that.
That is a big asterisk on that, yeah. So you succeeded. So Caden does believe what you say in terms of that they believed you were Force sensitive. The threat is going to be... I'm going to give you a single point strain.
Yeah, that makes sense.
The despair is going to be... At this point, Caden kind of sits back and says... Because failure would have mean that he didn't buy that at all.
Mm-hmm.
Or that he know that you were basically omitting something. With this, he says, okay, I believe you. So, but the despair is going to be, he says, so are you? He direct asked the question, are you a Force user?
I'm just going to I'm going to look over in her direction because I'm like, whoa, what? Huh?
Say what?
Are you one of these mystical people who defended the Jedi? He says, Jedi, the Guardians of 20 years ago. You're barely even old enough for that.
Yeah. at the moment when Sky was talking, and the moment she said Jedi, Nuba, who was just leaning against the wall, suddenly his ears perk up, his snout raises, and I want to make a perception check against Sky as well to see if I can figure out whether I can like
Infer whether she's a Force
like,
user?
yeah.
Okay. Well,
It
that would.
depends what
Yeah, it depends.
it
Go on.
depends what I'm going to do next.
Before you answer, Sky, Caden to say, he says, I will say, I do not tolerate any deception or lies in my organization. I respect you if you're honest with me.
Sky, there's a pause as Sky. She's very clearly playing with the wooden pendant around her neck,
Hmm.
and then she closes her eyes and nods.
Well then,
But not as you. I was just a youngling.
at that point, he looks around the table. Well, this is brilliant news.
What?
Ooh, I personally didn't expect that as to be the response.
And I look over in his direction like, huh?
Yeah, I'm looking at him like, what?
I mean, come on, he's already a criminal.
Yeah. He said, this is brilliant news. He says, I have no qualms with Jedi. I have qualms with the Empire, but he says, I don't care with their needless crusade against Jedi. But a Jedi can be a very valuable member of this organization. They have many skills that we would lack.
I didn't get.
He's just looking at her with dollar signs in his eyes.
Yeah. So he's like, whoa, the ultimate mercenary. Like, cha-ching.
So I didn't get much of a training. I was barely a child when the fall happened. Tricky and I were very close. We were clanmates, and we hid. We hid for so long, but then the Inquisitors got her, and now they're after me.
Listen, I don't care about your past, kid, and what's happening. What I'm concerned is how you can help this organization. You came here looking for help on a roof of your head. This is what we'll give you. Now, here's the deal. I could very easily turn around and tell these four to take you over to the nearest Imperial compound and hand in this bounty puck for a reward. I'm not going to do that. We're going to pretend this bounty puck was never seen by any of us in this room. We understand that?
Yes, sir.
I'm nodding.
Meanwhile, that does put me at a bit of a liability, Sky. I have bounty hunters that come here looking to me for jobs. I'm going to have to be very, very careful over how I present things, because if one of them even sniffs that you're a Jedi, we are going to have trouble on our hands. I'm sticking my neck on the line. I'm sticking my neck on the line for you, kid.
I appreciate that, sir.
Is it a common knowledge that there's multiple bounty packs, that all the bounty hunters would have those, and all in the guild, etc.?
Yeah, guilds, kind of places which the Gatling like is part of the guild, do get bounty pucks issued to them, and effectively they're the ones that would then they're assigned the bounty. At that point, he takes the puck off the table and he slips it into his kind of breast pocket. At that point, and saying, "As far as we're concerned, that bounty puck never even entered this establishment."
I just wanted to check whether it's common knowledge, so people like Nuba know about that.
Oh yes, you would know at least that if a bounty puck would be issued around.
Yeah.
At that point, he just say, "Go on, Nuba."
Nuba's looking at Caden, saying, "There's some more of those nuts in with the pucks like that."
What was that?
There's more, like he said, there's more of those nuts and bounty hunters with pucks like that.
Yeah, unfortunately, I can't confiscate those and pretend I never saw them. That's the problem. That's Sky is a liability, but a liability I'm willing to accept because you have skills that other people here don't. He looks around the table and says, "Okay, now bear in mind, kid, if you cross me," he lets that just set right there.
Yes, sir. I have no intention of crossing you, sir. This has been the first. I've been running for a very, very long time.
Right. Well, let's try and avoid any shootouts with bounty hunters in alleyways for the foreseeable future.
There's somebody else in the chat that shouldn't be here in this call.
Oh shit! Sorry. Just try.
No worries.
No worries.
What?
Somebody just bounced into one of the voice channels.
Finchams.
Oh, yeah.
Hold on.
So my apologies for that, everyone. We had a special guest appearance by Finchams here from my previous campaign. I'm gonna have to lock that off, I think. Right then. So, yes, where was I? So basically, we've had the conversation where Cade has basically said he's gonna offer protection to Sky, and basically pretend he never saw the bounty pug. In return for Sky effectively working for him. That is effectively your bond now, effectively. Does
I
anyone
get a blackmail? Do I get a blackmail obligation now?
Not necessarily, because he's not outright blackmailing you now. He's basically put you as, like, if he starts to say, do this or I'll do that, then we can switch that to blackmail. But for now, there's a mutual understanding that you work for him, you're an employee, he's going to protect his employee.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Does anyone at the table want to make any comments?
Nuba looks at everyone except Caden and Sky and says, "We saw, so no bounty, right?"
No bounty.
All right, then. He says, well, the client walked away very happy. You've all been paid. So yourselves dismissed for the day.
I'm just going to can I have a moment of your time, Caden?
Caden went to stand up, but he kind of sits back down and says, "Of course. Private or?"
I just wanted to ask, do you know when, if or when Shannon got here? Because she is here.
She arrived about half an hour ago. Half an hour prior to you guys arriving, I should clarify.
Okay. Was there anyone with her, or did she seem distressed at all? Or
she was high,
yes,
on a substance. I had Grade escort her to your room, and he said that he left the door a little bit open just so fresh air could propagate.
Thank you, Caden.
He does say, he says, although I do have to question why your daughter decided to come here, of all places.
Yes, I'm going to find out why. Kind of just burying the lead on the money thing. Not mentioning that. So I was just going to say thank you, and then I'm just going to walk down and back this way. Woo.
Okay. So at this point, you guys are now free. It's about I'd say going on for about 10 o'clock in the evening. You guys can, of course, proceed to your quarters and sleep for the day. Tomorrow there's no plans for tomorrow, so effectively you'll just be around the canteen helping out. Or you can just go off and do your own thing on Nashidar. So, you've got credits. You can spend credits. If you want to do, if there's any gear you guys are looking for, or anything in particular you want to find, or anything in particular you want to do. So this is the opportunity where you guys can interact with each other as you split off from the conference room, or can start thinking about what you want to do for a free day before a new job turns up potentially.
Okay. Well, I'm going immediately back to my room to to talk to Shannon.
Okay, you find that Shannon is kind of just sat on the bed. The place is in darkness.
Mhm.
And you notice that she's not like got it in a syringe or anything, but she's got like what seems to be a pack of glitter stim in her hands.
Mhm.
And that's why she's actually in darkness. Glitter stim is actually sensitive to light.
Right. Okay. Well, I mean, I would flip the light on pretty much as I enter the room. So.
And she's like, Jesus, no! And she quick covers like the pack of glitter stim.
And I'm just like, I just like look at it and I look up to her and it's like, just put those away for a moment, please.
She says, I'm hoping I could return this. And she kind of pockets it.
Okay. I'm just going to sort of look down for a moment. I'm just like, so it was money you needed, right?
She nods. She says,
How much was it?
she looks down at the floor and she says, he said 10,000 credits.
I try not to show so much emotion, but I do kind of like pause for a moment and nod.
At that point, she breaks and says, he gave me 3 lots of glitter stim, and then I went around to his 4th, and he said that he'd give me the 4th, but I need to also pay off the samples he gave me. I argued, but he said that if he didn't, that if he didn't see the money, he'd fine me.
I understand. I'm gonna like. Could you hand me those glitter stims there?
She kind of
We may be able to fix this.
She kind of pulls out and she kind of presses a button on the little bag, and it actually becomes opaque, so it's black, so you can't see into it. And she kind of hands it over to you.
Okay. See, I'm going to see if there's somebody that can help with this, that can get some money. In the meantime, I can wire you some credits. Not the full amount, but I can give you some. I can give you, and I'm gonna like sort of wince slightly at the before I say this. I can give you 3,000 credits.
She's like, it's like, it's not about this. I've been trying, you know me. I've been trying to go clean.
I know. I'm just gonna put my hands on my shoulder and said, "Why don't you stay here for a while? Just see if we can try and fix things a little bit, but like old times."
She laughs and says, "Old times." She kind of nods. Thanks. Man.
Yeah, I'll try and get a room set up for you. I mean, this I'm staying with Sky at the moment. We've kind of taken this space, but I'm sure there'll be somewhere you could stay.
Like,
besides, you wouldn't want to be holed up with me, would you?
Says, well, what about Grandpa and Grandma?
Well, if they get in contact, I'm sure they can help, but I don't know if they will. They have their own things going on. Let's just say they don't really approve of this whole planet, this whole system.
She looks sad, but just kind of gives a nod. She says, I know I'm not as good. I know I could be better.
I just put my hand on her face and said, "Shh, don't worry."
She just nods.
I gave her a smile.
And says, "Have you spoken with Sherry lately?"
She hasn't spoken to me recently. I would like to speak to her though, if she's amenable to. But you know how she is. She's embarrassed to be seen with me.
She just nods and says, "Okay, I'll stay here."
I give her a nod and smile, and I'm gonna leave the room with the opaque bag of glitter stim,
Mm-hmm.
which is fun. Always nice to be carrying dangerous drugs.
For the record, you have now got a dose of glitterstim, which you can find in the items gear if you want to actually use it. There are benefits to actually using glitterstim. Yes, but also some serious drawbacks.
yeah, notably. Anyone else want to like take a?
Yeah, does anyone else want to take the spotlight or anything?
I do want to.
Go on, Rustlers.
So, Nuba cautiously approaches Sky. Yusa Kide.
I've not been okay for a very long time, and I've just admitted that I'm a walking crime, so I'm doing fine.
Roll for sarcasm.
I
Failed. It flew over Nuba's head.
I appreciate your concern, Roslos. I feel like I've jumped out of the frying pan into the fire again. But what can I do? Either Caden finds out later and sells me out, or he sells me out later. I don't know. I'm dead either way.
None of Wisa have a thing to say about it. Wisa 4 protect you. You're one of us now. And Restless shifts like his balance from one leg to another. He's a bit uncomfortable asking. When you saw better, Misa need you some help with something.
What do you mean by better?
Go with me to my room, Misa show you, and then you decide.
Okay. I'll come with you now if you like. It's not like I've got anything to do right now.
Oh, I imagine you two probably would pass Helene on the way, wherever she's on her way to.
Yeah.
That's right.
Also, note that I have moved myself to the canteen, and you both will be going past me at this point as well.
Do you say anything, Trix? First of all, it would be, I'd imagine it'd be Sky and Rossos come through first, and followed by Helene a few minutes later. So, do you say anything, Trix?
All I'm going to say, well, I would ask if Sky were to come back here after she's finished what she's doing.
We don't know what she's doing now. Oh, are you actually saying, can Sky come back here when she's done?
Yes.
Okay.
Sure, I'm
assuming as they're going on. I was going to say, my natural assumption would be as they're walking together, they might be going off together. But it's kind of like a, half implied, half not kind of thing. But
yeah, sure. I'll be right out.
Das, your thoughts on current things?
She is what she is.
Fair
I'm not going to rat her out.
not a thought about Jedi hunting.
I'm not here to hunt people. I'm here to hunt animals.
Good man. Good man.
Appreciate that.
Jedi makes a bit too good of a sport.
Yeah.
Yeah. Force powers. Do some fucked up shit, man.
That's the thing.
You guys haven't even seen my force powers.
You guys need to go. Also, it's worth thinking is to consider, how does your person approach the Force? They see it like, oh, it's all mysticism and bullshit, it's and things like that. And it's worth considering how you guys view this. Like, do you view Sky as like the boogeyman, or do you view Sky as like to be feared? Do you view Sky as something like it's just a faker, or do you like to believe in it? It's worth to consider what your characters' view on the Force and Jedi and thus Sky by association would be.
Yeah, and also you haven't actually seen me use force powers.
Yes,
I'm just going along the lines of friendly but potential bomb.
But
Helene,
in fairness, I do have that bounty is very large.
I would say I think Helene may have come across a couple of Jedi during the Clone Wars because that was when she moved over to here.
Yeah.
I think was it from Coruscant? I can't remember. I think it was from Coruscant, or a similar planet. So obviously there were a lot of Jedi around there, and they were pretty well known at that point. So I'm aware of their existence. I just kind of knew that they died off.
But you also don't forget the Imperial propaganda is that the Jedi started the Clone Wars as well.
Yeah.
So-
Oh yeah. I mean, I guess it would be a case of I don't really know what to believe. Maybe they did, maybe they didn't.
Yeah, and Sky has explicitly said that she technically she was just a child, just a youngling.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
Okay, so let's follow Roslos and Sky as they make their way to Roslos's room. Oh, Roslos and Das's room.
Yeah. So we get into the room, and Roslos kneels by his duffel bag, by his bag that he has, and rummages in it, and then turns to Sky and says, "I gotten this from a big library on Misa planet, on Misa hometown. Never mind how it got there, but Misa have it now." And Nuba shows to Sky a Jedi holocron. And
Oh,
he says, Misa been touching it, and then this nuts and light came out, and Misa had voices. Misa had talking about the Force, talking about the Jedi Nix, or somewhat talking about how to feel the Force. But Misa want to know, is there more? Do you know how to turn it on? Is there more?
Rossos, you need. Is the door locked?
the door's not locked, it's closed, but it's locked. It's not locked, sorry.
Yeah. Rossos, you need to lock the door now. This is very.
I rushed to the door and pressed the lock button.
Get you the chunk of like the locking, engaging.
What you have here, Roslos, is an old artifact of the Jedi. We called them holocrons. They hold. If the Empire finds out you have this, they will kill you. If they want to kill me for just existing, this is I can't explain it without old Jedi techniques about how to use the Force, understand the Force, come from these. And the Empire, and if the Empire hates me enough to kill me, anybody with a holocron is in danger. How much did you listen to this? You said that it activated when you touched it?
It does. It activates when it
Just to be
it
clear,
don't
Roslos,
really activate.
it didn't fully activate. Basically,
Yeah,
you
it
heard
didn't fully-
whisperings on it.
Yeah, exactly. That's the Misa had voices. Misa had whisperings, but not much. Just the same over and over. Not very, very little. Misa wanted to know more, but Misa know very little now.
What was it whispering? Do you know?
Yeah, it's a good question. Should I test something to recall? Because I would assume it would, like, very
I'd say
standard one.
I'd say you've had it enough that you don't need to do it. But basically, it's simply a case of a garbled voices, but in many different language, it just simply says "open." Just the word "open" in many different languages. But Sky also knows that not just anyone can hear that.
So it was talking to you.
Yeah, it was Misa to open it. It was Misa to learn, but Misa not too stupid or too uneducated to open things like that.
I disagree. Not everybody can hear what the holocrons say.
Do you want to
If
try
you
and
could-
open it, Sky? Or do you want to teach Roslos how to open it?
Rossos, may I try to open it, please?
Yeah, Russell gently passes the holocron to you.
Okay, it's a knowledge lore check to open a holocron. It is a 2 purple dice knowledge lore check to open this specific holocron.
Okie dokie. Hey! For the threat.
For a threat. Hey! Okay, so take a strain, because it's been years since you've seen one of these.
Yes.
But as Rossos is holding the
Can-
cube... Yeah, go on.
Can I also take a bit of a conflict? Because maybe just for past, for the fear.
Yeah,
that I've been feeling.
absolutely. No, I think that if you want to do that, that's absolutely makes sense. The corners of the holocron twist into and it becomes like a decatron, and then suddenly it expands as the sides just come off and the kind of crystal inside is exposed, and suddenly like a holographic vision kind of appears above it.
Yeah. Nuba's eyes widen and he instinctively jumps backwards a bit.
And at that point, a visage of a robed figure kind of says, "Thank you for activating this holocron. How may I be of assistance?"
Are you a gatekeeper? Oh, no, I'm not going to ask this verbally. Out of character. He's the gatekeeper, right?
It is a gatekeeper. That's correct.
And I would know this, being a initiate.
I mean, you probably have seen someone activate holocrons. You don't probably have much information about them, but you know enough that there's a gatekeeper in that the interface is referred to as a gatekeeper.
Yeah. Are you the gatekeeper of this holocron?
And the visitor says, "I am indeed the gatekeeper."
What knowledge what knowledge is in this holocron?
This knowledge contains the very essence of a holocron that is meant for instructing users on how to create the weapon of the Jedi Knight.
The Sky immediately sort of just
Immediately shuts it down. You're like,
yeah. She shoves it down immediately, just like no.
At that point, the crystal kind of seizing the sides do, and the sides contract as you twist them, and the entire room goes back into darkness.
Okay.
Nuba goes, no, open it again.
No. We. She sort of hurriedly hands it back to him. She's like, I can't. I can't. You understood that? That's a question. Sorry. She looks at Russell's like, you understood that?
I heard you, Miss. I heard you ask if he's a keeper, and he said something about a weapon of Jedi Knights.
Yeah. I have good news, and I have bad news. Which do you want to hear first?
I must admit, I love how this is being role played. By the way, this is brilliant.
Yeah, it's brilliant. It's fantastic. I love this.
I glance at Skase, go with, and then at the holocron and like go with that.
You're force sensitive.
Means I don't really fully understand what that means yet.
You're like me, Roslos.
Is not that bad. And a good.
Sky just she sighs. At first, she breathes in with like frustration, and then just breathes out more calmly. You're not. You must understand that this is incredibly dangerous, and you are now incredibly dangerous. If you show any signs of force, I don't know how much this gatekeeper has taught you. I don't know, considering you haven't opened it, I'm not sure if you have at all, but if you show any signs of force sensitivity and the Empire finds out, you will have a bounty as big as mine on the back of your head.
I know that. Nubus corners of his mouth twitch like Misa been pretty dangerous before.
Yeah.
Yes, I can believe that. I can believe that.
But then I turn serious again and say, Misa understand. Might be careful. Might want to take care of you. Might not have time to take care of Misa himself as well.
Yeah. Keep this safe.
I hold the holocron towards her and ask, you should know if there's a way to destroy it.
No. Rossos, there's so few Jedi artifacts now. She sort of cradles it in her hands a little bit. It's just.
Also, one question I have as GM Sky: how do you feel about knowing that Roslos is force sensitive, but also understanding that he has no knowledge of the Jedi or anything like that at all, or what it means to be a Jedi and things like that?
I'm more scared for him because I know it's painted a huge target on my back. So I'm more worried. I know Rossos is strong, but this is like, cool. You are now public enemy number 1, basically.
Yeah, I feel like Roslos should get at least one conflict as well, because at first he was dismissing it, but Sky has already seen him pummel a lot of people and been fine with it, and then suddenly she's scared now that she's found out that he's force sensitive. So
Yeah,
he understands that this is
I'll happily take a conflict for that as well.
Yeah, take a conflict. Also, with context, Roslos, you also now understand that when you see Jedi like posters, like wanted posters for Jedi, you now understand that effectively is now you. If anyone finds out.
Yeah.
Happy stuff happening in today's session.
Yay!
Right.
Okay,
So
I think it's more the weird and wonderful stuff is happening rather than
I gently cradle the holocron in my hands, and then I move it back to Roslos, and I say, "This is yours. Please take care of it, and make sure nobody else finds it or sees it. Because if they see it, you're in tremendous danger. We all are."
Rasmus tries to be nonchalant as he puts the holocron back to one of the pockets of his bag, saying like, Misa been carrying it around. The way Misa thinks, if Misa carrying it in Misa's bag, who's a care about some stupid Gungan outlander? No one's gonna look. It's safe with Misa for now.
I think so. Yes.
I think it's a nice kind of change of pace for us to switch over to Helene. Where were you heading?
Helene is heading, well, over to Caden's quarters, actually.
Oh, you're part of the conference room. That's
yes.
You kind of hear the door hiss behind you, and Helene walks through, clearly on a mission, holding like a opaque bag.
I'm just gonna nod to him, Das, and continue walking. Do I get any response?
Well, I think you got it. Loving nodded on his stream. It's like,
Oh, I didn't see that. Sorry. Okay. All right, then I'm gonna knock on Caden's quarters.
At that point, the door opens and you see that Caden is kind of settled in. He's wearing his kind of pajamas. And I says, Helene, how can I help you?
Could I potentially request a favor?
He raises an eyebrow.
As I was kind of like, it could be beneficial to you. It'll definitely be beneficial to me. I show the opaque bag, which
At that point,
I would assume he knows what it is.
He steps aside and motions for you to enter his room.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I enter the room, close the door.
He says, "Litterstim?
Can you potentially get somebody to sell this? Just to be rid of it."
He kind of looks around and says, "I'm not part of the drugs trade. Some of my contacts might be, but..."
That's what I'm hoping for. A contact, somebody who can just... I'm Shannon's staying here for a little while. I'm trying to see if I can get her cleaned up. First step is getting rid of stuff like this.
He holds open the bag, opens his hand for the bag.
Mm-hmm. I hand it to him.
I see. And are you sure whoever gave this to her probably wouldn't want it back?
That's a problem I'm going to solve.
He kind of turns it over in his hand and says, how do you propose to solve that little problem? He says, drug dealers can be quite aggressive when they need to be, Helene, and I can't guarantee protection for Shannon.
Well, there's one thing that drug dealers do enjoy, and that's money. That's what I'm aiming to get.
We're not exactly kind of up to the walls. How much exactly is owed?
We're currently about... Oh, I just kind of paused for a moment and said, 10,000?
10,000? I'm not a charity, Helene. I can't exactly throw...
I'm not asking you to give me the money. I'm just simply asking for you to help with this.
I could probably get someone to sell it along, but if whoever sold this, if they find out it's this, that could cause more complications. I'll speak to whoever my contacts and see if I can get someone to move it along. But I wouldn't expect a big return, given the fact that they'll be selling stuff that's already hot.
Either way, I appreciate it. I'm just gonna I'm gonna turn to leave now.
It says, and where will Shannon be staying?
We'll have one of the rooms set up, I think. We've got some spares, haven't we?
We've got spares for now. I mean, once a customer arrives needing accommodation, then things get complicated. You see what I'm saying?
We'll work it out, Caden. We always do.
Fine. Make sure she doesn't cause any trouble.
I will. I give him a smile and just I give a pause and just say, thank you.
Don't mention it.
All right, and that's that's me.
Yes, she's set up in the room basically next door to yours, which is one of the single rooms that they have, so that's fine. That probably is the exact full conversation that went on. Probably took the same amount of time as Roslos and Sky's conversation. Sky, you were invited for a conversation with Trix. Are you going to heed that request, or are you gonna leave Trix standing?
No, I'm gonna. I told her I'd be with her when I was done with Roslos. So that's where I'm heading now.
Awesome.
So I'm gonna mosey my ass down to the cantina. And Trix, what can I help you with?
You caught me off guard how you phrased that as well. That's brilliant. Well done.
What were you doing as you waited for Sky, Trix?
Oh, I would have just been sitting and waiting. Basically, I wouldn't have really been doing much because I wouldn't have known how long. Obviously, at this point, Sky would have been. I could have assumed
reading
minutes,
something like the local news and something like that.
Yeah, I suppose. Obviously, I'd be able to get like that off, like say, my data pad or whatever. You know, that kind of thing. It's sort of like it's not helping with anything per se. It's more I would like to apologise for how I acted.
Oh no, it's fine, Trix. I mean, you didn't know who I was, and I was new to the team. It's just how these things work. Because there's no need to apologise.
We as a group are kind of like a close family. So, when we have a mission, obviously, I try and make sure I look out for everyone. But my emotions got to me in the heat of the moment, and it's not normally how I am. But I'm sure you could understand. Obviously from the point of from what you've just said, obviously we don't know each other very well, but obviously. Now Caden's sort of taking a liking to you, it's obviously clear that, we should all be looking out for each other and everything like that as well.
Yeah, he's taken an idea. He's taken a liking to the idea of. I don't know whether I can live up to that. He's thinking of Jedi. He's thinking of Jedi Knights, but I wasn't even. I didn't. I wasn't long before I was supposed to become a Padawan. I don't know any combat or anything like that.
You would have been taught some basic lightsaber training. I mean, like basic training.
Yeah, I would have been swinging training sabers around.
Finding lost planets and such.
Yeah. Yeah, he likes the idea of what I could be, but what he's going to get might not be what he wants. I mean, I'm sure you've heard all the propaganda of the Jedi of us being able to control minds or throw stuff around. I don't have those.
For context of everyone here, the Jedi are very much treated like the boogeymen in Galactic War times. A lot of propaganda about how they controlled minds and all that. Like, it's this Empire building the Jedi up as something very evil that to increase the chance of people reporting on Jedi. So,
Yeah.
Again, whether you believe that or not is your character's discretion.
Yeah. But I can't do any of that. I can't. I can't even move a drink. In fairness, I wasn't even at that stage. We get basic training as an initiate, but not like anything more. Sorry, I'm talking about myself. Is there anything else you wanted of me, Trix?
My next, all I'm going to say back to that is, we all look out for each other. So as long as you're here, I will do everything I can to make sure that nothing happens to you or anyone else here as best as I can.
Also, you're a respected ambassador, Trix. If Sky were to get arrested, you could kind of lay on the political pressure and things like that.
Indeed, I could, but like I said, obviously at this time, I'm trying to sort of show my hand, but without sort of showing my hand, kind of thing.
The typical Bothan.
Yeah,
Meh.
I appreciate that, Trix. It's been a long time since I was with a group of people. ever since I lost Tricky, the line hangs in the air.
All I'm going to say is, in some ways, the more I know, the more I'm going to be able to potentially help with any situation that comes up. So if you've got anything you need to tell me, by all means.
Everything I told Caden is everything. I told him the truth of what happened. That I didn't tell him about where I came from. I know a little bit about where I came from, but I was taken from my family a long time ago, so I guess you could probably figure out where I came from, considering there's not very many Sathari outside of Arborween, but that's it. Everything I told Caden, you guys all know. That's the story.
At which point I said I'll just turn around and say I'm gonna turn in for the night.
Sure, I'll see if Helene's. I'll see if Helene's rooms. If Helene's not talking with her daughter. That's it. Yes.
Yeah.
That's
That-
what
That's the word I'm looking for.
Helene has gotten Shannon settled.
Mhm.
I'm assuming everyone's kind of gently slanting into head to turn off the night.
Yeah.
Das, you're surprised as the kind of the conference room door opens here, and backing into the room carrying a tray is Grade. He turns around. He's like, "Oh, hi." As on the tray is a bottle of Corellian wine, whiskey, and a glass. Hi, Des. I thought you'd turned in for the night.
I think your mic is muted, Lemming.
Yes, it is.
Mhm.
It indeed was muted. I didn't notice the red ring. Apparently, I must have knocked it. Giving yourself a treat for the night?
Well, the stuff's about to throw out a date, and it seems such a shame to waste, good Corellian whiskey. So I just thought, I'd recycle the supply,
Me just searching on Google, does whiskey go bad? No.
No.
Exactly. Yeah, he's bullshit.
Although, on the other hand, we don't really know
It's
what
space
whiskey is, how whiskey is made in Star Wars Galaxy.
That's
Exactly.
true.
Yeah.
Who knows?
You can do a check on that if you want, Das.
You can make a taste check.
Well, I need a second glass for that. Speaking of which, well, how about you get a second glass and I'll help you recycle it?
He says, and will Caden hear about us recycling this bottle?
Recycling's recycling. What do I have to tell him about?
Yeah, that's the one I wanted to hear. At that point, he kind of goes over to like the kitchen and gets a second glass and comes back.
That's better.
At that point, he pours a couple of glasses. It kind of comes out very kind of. It's like a clear kind of blue. And he kind of like, well, here's to a good job well done then.
Yeah, here's to a good job, mate.
And he clinks kind of a glass and says, so what was it that Caden had you guys delivering?
Oh, just a package of stuff. I couldn't tell what was in that box.
He's very wily, that Caden. He's always got some kind of angle or playing some kind of job.
Well, that's why he runs this place.
Was there some some kind of complication. It's not often he has a meeting with you guys immediately following a job.
Apparently there's bounties going around.
Who the hell is selling Narshadar ice cream this time of night?
Sorry.
That's fine. It's fine.
I didn't realize that was audible.
It's fine.
Come to think of it, I haven't had ice cream in ages.
Well, I wouldn't have it from from that establishment. I can tell you, they're not exactly. Let's say the cream is a bit suspect on that one.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
not a lot to say.
They make it of Rancor cream.
Oh, Rancor cream.
You-
No.
No.
I do have to wonder though. You're not exactly the type to basically settle down here in Narshadar. What's a man like yourself doing in this place?
I've got jobs to work off, then I'll be on my way.
Oh, so
Just
not
want to
set-
earn myself a bit of money. Get to
and-
the next spot.
But where are you going to?
Wherever it takes me. Point me at something and I'll go there.
Have you never thought about making a business of yourself?
My business is myself.
Too true, too true. At that point, you kind of, as you guys have a nice little natter, as the glasses start pouring, the pour's a bit less articulate as the time goes on. Do you?
I'll tell you what. Working here is one of the best and worst places I've ever been.
Oh, I tell you that now. Whenever some of those people come down here, I just want to smack him around the head. Sometimes they ask for all these fancy drinks from Coruscant sometimes, and I'm like, I don't know what a Nirland Spitzer is. I'm just a bartender.
And then you get all those guys starting fights.
Oh, the amount of broken glasses I've had to replace. But then again, some of them were because I smashed them on the head of some people.
I think I'm losing my touch. Earlier today, I'll tell you what. Earlier today, I forgot to turn my gun to safe. I was supposed to stun, and I ended up killing people.
Imagine that was a bit of an unfortunate situation for them with a hole in their chest.
Big one.
The drunken antics continue. Do you eventually excuse yourself, or do you drink yourself to unconsciousness?
I don't drink myself to unconsciousness, but I drink myself to near unconsciousness and then stagger back to
if
basically the bug Roslos.
If I can interrupt in that moment, I imagined Grade doing the sort of drunkenly giggle with it. They had a whole nother problem.
I seem to have matched the problem here for that. The bottle's empty.
I should go.
Yeah.
You finish off the bottle, I'll go. Then I get up and stagger my way back to mine in Roslos's room.
Waking everyone up on the way.
Oh god.
Yeah, accidentally banging my shoulder in each of the walls, like bang. Oh, sorry.
Just how safely does he make it back to his room?
Give me a coordination check, please, Das.
There we go. Right, where
You said it.
going? Oh dear.
It's gonna be
Oh dear.
It's gonna be a 1 purple dice check. However, because of your drunken state, I'm going to throw in 3 setback dice, and just for the laughs, I'm going to do this as well.
Oh no.
Personal
what is that?
balance.
So you're rolling 1 purple, 3 blacks, and 1 red
quickly.
and 3 blacks. Yes.
Just quickly, you may have noticed I accidentally flipped the light side, so you may want to rectify that now because it was 4-4 earlier. I accidentally flipped, so
There we go.
No. So yeah, it should be whatever I've got, then 1 purple and 3 blacks.
No, it's 1 red and 3 blacks because I flipped, so it turns the purple to a red.
There we go. Roll that. Let's see how badly I fucked this up.
Wow.
Hey, you did it!
Oh boy.
There's a
If
little
anything, the short walk down the corridor actually sobers me up a bit. So
I kind of like the idea that you stagger into your bed, you kind of reach the foot of your bed and just thunk right down on top of it.
Yes.
With your legs kind of gently dangling over the bottom a little bit, you know?
Yes.
yeah.
Face first, just snoring away.
Aw.
Everyone is going to heal 1 wound if they've got it, and also clear their entire strain if they've got it.
Hooray!
Woohoo!
Nice.
And we're also going to have a break now because we're at the break portion of today's stream. We're halfway through the
Brilliant.
stream, so we're going to go and have a quick break. These breaks can be about 10-15 minutes, so it won't be too long. But yes, go and stretch your legs, everyone. Grab a drink yourself, or go to the toilet, do what you need to do. We'll be right back, everyone.
Thing is, it just doesn't make any sense. You know, Dad would never, he'd never abandon us. So it just, I have to wonder what happened. I'm hoping for the best, but I get scared sometimes.
I'm sure he's okay, Mom. But, you know, it just doesn't help with the fact that your boss keeps saying that he just did a runner.
I don't believe that. He may not have been a fighter, but definitely wasn't a runner.
She just goes, Dad was definitely not a fighter. He was definitely not a fighter.
No.
Do you remember that time that Trandoshan thought that he cut that Dad cut him off? I thought Daddy's going to rip Dad's arms off.
Oh my goodness, his face. I had to step in, didn't I?
You always were good at diffusing situations.
Ah, good times. Sorry, my cat is grunting into the mic.
Yeah, I was wondering who was that grunting. I thought someone was maybe just doing that. Oh,
I hope someday we can have the whole family back together. You, me, Dad, and Sherry.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna like look down a bit sadly and say, anyway, how was your food?
I think that's a nice kind of cutting point. As she's probably going to say it's nice to move back to everyone else who's back at the base. So it's now probably about 10 o'clock in the morning. Das, are you there now?
Yeah, I'm here. I accidentally closed the tab.
Fair. What is Das doing in that case? It's now he's been up for about an hour. Probably decided I'm going to lay down for a bit or something. But
Painkiller meds.
Yeah.
Maybe a stim. I was going to use today to try and maybe go to the shops and find a shorter range firearm for certain situations I keep finding myself in.
You step into the canteen and you hear a voice go, no. Close the door. Close the door. Oh.
Close it. Because I know the pain he's in, I close the door incredibly lightly.
Yeah. Okay, he's like, reminded myself, Corellian whiskey, when it's near enough its expiry date, one has one hell of a kick.
Yeah.
He's also got basically what is a visor on as well to get just displace as much light as possible.
Yeah, just...
And stoppers.
The reason I took them off is because I need to be able to read.
No, I get that. It's like,
yeah.
Well, I've got 3 hours to kick it off.
I should have just left that all to you.
I'm glad you didn't. I think I would be in a coma about now.
Do you have any recipes? You're a barman. Do you have any recipes for getting rid of this?
I hear they say a hearty breakfast.
What? So eat hearts?
No. Big breakfast. Soak up all that.
Oh, I could do one of those. I could do with one of those.
At that point, he stands up and says, "A Corellian whiskey hangover, Corellian fry-up."
You're on.
I know.
I'm loving this bromance going on.
that point, he says,
Share a drink with somebody.
I believe there's some Mantalian flutterplume eggs inside the fridge. A bit of nerf as well. Yes. At that point,
Sounds like a
He's
plan.
quite a gourmet.
yeah. At that point, so at this point, him and Das start cooking up a fry up. Das, give me an education check, please, to kind of get a fry up going. It's 1 purple dice.
Oh dear. Where's my carrot on? There's where's that? Oh, there it is. Oh dear.
I'll give you a
one,
boost die
you
because
say.
you've 1 purple dice. I'll give you a boost die because you have assistance from Gage.
Yay, boost. And let's see how badly this fry up goes.
Oh.
No.
Hey, it's
That was an advantage.
it's not a success, so there's no failure in there. So it's not bad. It's just like it's palatable. Like you could definitely tell this is gonna. It's not exactly tasty and munchy. Maybe you overdid the bacon a little bit, but most of all, it's gonna
nourishing.
It's nourishing, and it's gonna help with the hangover at the very least.
I don't think it's supposed to be this crispy, but it'll do.
Us Bolasars like our meat very crispy.
Fair enough. What's the Star Wars equivalent to when in Rome?
Ooh, well, I don't know.
Let's
what up?
see. When on Coruscant.
When on Coruscant,
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
suppose.
on
on
Coruscant.
When on Coruscant. No.
Yeah, so you guys are having breakfast. Roseless and Sky, you guys are yet to rouse.
And, I mean, great because his brain doesn't contact that well in hangover. Just goes, what happens at Coruscant?
I'm pretty much awake now. I only sort of rolled over when Helene woke up, but now I'm awake and I'm probably moseying onto the cantina to get breakfast.
Witnessing the this gigantic fry up that's happening.
Yeah, you walk in as they're dishing up the fry up. The pan's still hot, so you could like throw stuff in if you want as well.
Yeah, I'm gonna go and cook myself something as well because
Same check. Education with 1 purple dice and a thing. Now, I will say, failure on these doesn't mean you don't manage to cook it. It just means that it's less tasty. Success means that you might start getting buffs from the advantages and things rather than getting nothing.
just one purple.
Just 1 purple. Just 1 purple.
It's only breakfast.
Yeah.
There
Yay!
you go.
Hey.
You managed to cook a very nice breakfast for yourself, using what you've got in the fridge. I'd say perhaps Tharian omelette, perhaps.
Yeah, it's probably the one like proper meal I've had in a long time. So
I like the idea that you cook it. I like the idea that you cook it and eat it before Das and Gaging finish their fry up. You're like just.
yeah, she's like,
I
Yeah,
better make
someone's-
myself scarce.
Someone's not eating for a long time. It seems.
you could put it that way. Yes, yeah.
Well, I better make sure the fridge is well stocked in the future then. Tricks, and because you're also asleep, what are you doing?
I was actually going to get out about the same time that you saying that. Yeah, we're now at this sort of time point. So I would probably be at this point doing the same sort of thing, get myself ready and making my way to the canteen myself.
Nice. And Roslos?
Russos has been lying in bed thinking about things, but now he decided to wake up, and he has a day planned ahead of him. So there's a big chance that the cantina here doesn't really have what Gungans really like, which is slimy, watery, fishy things. But that's very similar to what Huts like. So he's gonna find some local restaurant and he's gonna eat his breakfast out.
Give me a streetwise check then, please.
Alrighty.
It's a 1 purple dice. I'll give you a boost dice because you probably would have had breakfast out quite a lot, or meals out quite a lot while you're on Nashadar.
Okay, one purple
one purple.
and a roll.
There you go, success. So yes, you find a little kind of street stall that basically caters to kind of a more slimy kind of food demographic.
Yeah.
So you tend to have an Alhatian a juba frog, which is a very kind of slimy. It's a kind of very. It's a bit like you remember what Jar Jar tried to grab from one of the stores, and it's basically that. As you kind of. It's one of the things where, and it's you kind of nom on that as it's very tasty, but also very slimy.
Yeah.
Not a lot of bipedal human delicate people go for that. It's mostly kind of, as you say, aquatic species. So your Gungans, your Bon Calamarians, and so on and so forth.
So you could say it's slimy but satisfying.
Satisfying, yes.
Yeah, slimy but satisfying. Yeah. No, I'm sitting on some low stool because the bar is not very the stall's not very tall.
In fact, the stall is called Slimy but Satisfying.
Yeah. Nice. And that's also the name of the highlight. Nah, there's many better names, but yeah, I'm looking at it, saying to myself, it's a no home, but it's a muy yum, and starting munch on that thing.
Meanwhile, the behind that, I'd imagine it's what species would they be? It's a Zexto, kind of like very thin multi-armed species to say, as you know. So you can imagine one's like running the pan, while another one's like turning the hobs, and the other one's like just engaging in general conversation, taking money. He's like, oh, why don't you go home if you much prefer the cuisine from where you come from? I'm assuming. Don't tell me. Naboo?
It's a Naboo, yeah.
Yeah, where's that, you Gungans? Why not go home?
Oh, Misa wish Misa could go home. Misa stuck here for who knows how long. He's in debt, and Misa been banished from Naboo anyway. So.
Well, use the opportunity. See, if you can't go home, there's no need pining for home. See the galaxy.
I'm seeing plenty of Nashad already.
Alright, so I'm gonna say everyone is now considered to be well rested and well fed. It's now 11 o'clock. What are people wanting to do at this point?
Well, I would assume at this point that Helene and Shannon would have paid the tab for the diner, which I will take off my my credits.
That'd be 150 credits.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, and then I will be returning.
All right, fantastic. Again, a perfect opportunity if you guys have got gear or items you want to look for to basically go do a bit of shopping.
Yeah, I'm. Sky's actually she's gonna try and lay low, but she has some items she wants to get hold of. She wants to try and get hold of a mechanic's utility suit.
Mechanic's utility suit. What's the rarity on that, please, Shadow?
3.
Okay. That'd be 2 purple dice to find that.
Okay.
So what you're doing is you're doing a negotiation check. It's 2 purple dice negotiation. I'm going to say because it's Nar Shaddaa, that's going to keep the rarity as it is, because I think it's fairly... I'd imagine a mechanic's jumpsuit is a good place to find there. So yeah, that means it's 2 purple dice. I'm going to throw in a boost dice to yourself, because they're quite common on Nar Shaddaa. And what we would do, what's the base price of that?
1,175. 1175.
75. Okay, so we're going to roll. Success means you find one. You then can alter the price using advantage and threat based upon whatever you roll in terms of that. So that's basically what we're going to go for. So roll your negotiation when you're ready.
Yeah, can I just check one thing before I do?
Yeah, of course.
The encumbrance rating on the thing, that's if I'm holding the thing, not when
If
I'm
you're
wearing
holding it, not when you're wearing it. Yes.
it. Okay, excellent.
Okay, so you're unable to locate a jumpsuit, unfortunately. The Fear Afraid Few stores you're directed to just don't have the on-site materials to pretend, and also they're just missing the tools as well. Which of course you don't want a jumpsuit without the tools, so that's the whole point. What do you want to do with the one advantage you did roll though?
Well, my next thing would be to, if I can't get hold of the utility suit, I want to at least try and locate a toolkit. So could I put like a boost
Yeah?
towards?
I'll give you a boost die for finding a toolkit. So what's the rarity of a toolkit?
2.
2? Is that the same? Yep, 2 purple dice. And you're gonna get 2 boost dice for this.
Okay.
Hey, you found it. How much is the toolkit?
350. Sorry.
350. I'm gonna say because tools are quick selling on Nashadar, then there's a bit of a shortage. The threat is going to be that the seller you find is selling them, but they're selling them for 500 credits.
500. Okay.
You can choose not to take it, but it does mean you can't roll for the check again, effectively. Because the idea is that you found a seller with a toolkit. That's what he's offering.
I
have a lot of people very interested in this toolkit. Prime tools.
Clearly, considering I can't find a mechanics, I can't find a suit with them attached. Yeah, all right then. I'll take them.
Nice. It's like yes, good tools. They repair your ship up nice. Okay, so yes, you leave, or at least you come back to this fine establishment with a toolkit in your hand.
Huzzah.
Alright.
So you're now carrying the toolkit. Please make sure that you add it to your character sheet, and also that you are carrying it with you, unless you choose not to carry it with you, of course.
Yeah, no, I'm just doing that right now.
It means that you'll no longer suffer the penalty for not having a toolkit when doing certain things, like repairing.
Yeah. Yes. Just
Gay sees you in, he's like, "Oh, the Jedi." Bear in mind, there's no one at the bar at this point. The Gay makes the comment of like, "The Jedi thinks she's a maintenance man, does she?"
Somebody's got it.
That's great. No, though. Was he eavesdropping?
Grade, that's a good question. You imagine that.
I was gonna say something.
You imagine that. Given the fact that Grade is the only other person in the bar who works there regularly, that it'd be difficult to keep that from him. So most likely Caden kind of filled him in, but also swore him to secrecy.
Okay.
Somebody's got to repair shit around here. Might as well be me.
Or you can get to work on a pipe.
No one else seems to care.
Or you can get to work on a pipes. They've been causing some issues ever since we got this place.
And Sky just gives him a long look. And it's just like, I'm a Jedi, not a plumber.
Yeah. I was about to make you stole my joke. I was about to say, God damn it, Grade, I'm a Jedi, not a plumber.
Ask him for a bonus. Yes, fix the pipes. We get paid for it.
Okay. Trix, what are you doing?
I would have said that I probably wouldn't have gone out anywhere. What I would have done is after I had my food, I would keep my eye from the observation deck just to see who potentially comes into the bar today.
No one's coming in at this time. Effectively, the bar is currently shut. The only people who arrive or come in or out are people working here. So Helene, along with her daughter. You see Sky come back carrying a toolkit, having a little exchange with Grade at the bar. Yeah, effectively, the bar would open until noon. That's when you're gonna get actual patrons arrive. Everyone, last opportunity.
I was going to say I'd know that, but obviously from sort of my point of view, it's more the fact of obviously
Information.
the thing we know about we know about this bounty. I'm just doing that as a safeguarding precaution,
No, of course,
just to see if there's
makes
anyone
sense.
else that we don't know about who may.
You're muted, El.
Or did we just lose David?
No, I'm here.
No,
Oh no, we got.
No, but El is muted as well.
Right
Oh
back
no,
I
at it.
think something's happened.
yeah.
Oh no.
No, it's okay. It'll probably just be some. That's what happens when you live in a house with people in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like when people people that I live with put me on WhatsApp saying, "Whose washing is in the washing machine?" Like mine.
Mine, leave it
I'll be
alone.
down to sort it once I finish the thing I'm doing.
Yes.
First wash I put in over a week and a half, and they expect me to freaking do it all in one go.
Ugh. Yeah, no, I should probably. I'll probably start washing after this as well. I only recently ironed some stuff.
Ironing.
I have work clothes.
I-
I have work clothes I used to go to the office, so gotta look presentable.
I was in the air training corps for from 13 to 20, and I had to iron that uniform twice a week.
Oh God, yeah.
No.
Fuck that.
Yeah, I can imagine. Like
That
now,
kind of
it's
killed
like,
ironing for me.
yeah, I can understand
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Cause
Did you have to
military. Yeah, military uniform, ironing twice a week just to make sure it was right. And my father was the squadron warrant officer.
Oh no.
Oh no.
It's just
Yeah,
the worst.
so I also had to do my shoes as well. I had to have proper shiny polished shoes.
Oh
So from
God.
that point on, it was a case of I know how to do it, but I'm not going to do it voluntarily.
Understandable,
Also-
yeah.
Also, he has to be extra strict with you so that no one accuses him of favoritism.
Exactly, yeah. But it's also the reason why I never got promoted beyond cadet, because if I'd made it to corporal, they would have said, that was just because of your dad.
Yeah.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah.
That's
Did all the NCO courses and everything, but NCO meaning non-commissioned officer. So everything from corporal to warrant officer.
Yeah.
Mm.
And then you become a commissioned officer, and that's flight lieutenant and upwards.
Yeah. Damn.
Sorry about that, everyone.
No worries. Everything
it's
okay?
No
Yeah,
worries.
just had my father stick his head and say, "Are you printing anything?" And I'm like, "Oh, there was a document last night that I wanted to print as a PDF, and I did print it as something before, but I was like, the printer couldn't be found, so I thought, well, it's not going to print. That's fine. No, it's held on to it until the printer's connected. So I was like, oh,
They tend to do
boy.
that. Yeah, the printers have
It's
a
like-
very strong memory.
Yeah.
Yeah, unless you flush the memory that it's going to remember to print it.
Yeah,
so I
the
just,
weak-
I just had
Right,
to
let's
hurriedly,
go.
I just had to hurriedly cancel that
So
print and such. Yeah.
You're saying it was stuck in the transporter buffer for
Ah.
8 years.
Okay.
Ah!
Where was I? I completely forgot.
I just come back from having a toolkit, and
Mm.
I think a lot of us are just chilling as time is.
I'm hoping for this pain to go away so I can go to a weapons dealer.
Well, I mean,
Whereas-
you can go to weapon if you want to buy something, Das. I'd do it now because otherwise we'd.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the idea.
Yeah, because after breakfast, Roslos has a plan of what he wants
Oh.
to do with the day.
Okay, what are you
Yeah.
gonna do with
Oh.
this?
So I'm paying for my fish,
Yeah, of course.
then,
That's 50 credits.
Yeah. So Russell's plan is that since he now, as he knows that he's also force sensitive, he has extra feeling of protectiveness towards his newfound friend Sky, and he decides that he actually wants to find out the other person that knows about this the bounty that he doesn't trust, which is the dog. So he wants to go to see if he can figure out anything where the fight was when they found the dog. If he can do any detective work insofar as he could.
So you want to try and locate the dog using some detective work?
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting location where this is going.
Restless is absolutely not suited for that, but he wants to do it nonetheless.
Restless Noir.
You're able to kind of get to locations very easy. Give me a perception check as you kind of look around the alleyway.
All right.
It's gonna be 3 purple dice. It's it has been some time, and of course, the longer a longer time travels on, the harder, less evidence is left behind, or less evidence lasts there, I guess.
Okay, got it. With threats, but I got it.
All right then. So you gain 2 threat, but you do notice that the dog was, of course, did have a cigar, and he was smoking. There's a cigar wrapper on the ground, which seems to indicate that, looking at it, it was purchased at, or at least manufactured at, a small plant down in the depths of Nar Shaddaa, where cigars are manufactured. So that gives you a bit of a lead of like, well, where at least what he purchases. Now, I'm not to say that that's where he's based, but it could be, or it could be that you might be able to get a lead using that. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a useful information.
You also know that the dog likes cigars, so
yes, that too. So now what Rostos would want to do? Well, first of all, he does look at the cigar from all sides. He tries to sniff the part that wasn't smoking. Then he sniffs the part that was smoking. He user. But then he decides to go for now during the day towards the areas of Nar Shaddaa where those cigars are being manufactured or sold, to like see the lay of the land so that he can later much easier go and talk to people in his other way in the evening.
yes, of course. So, as you go down to the depths, give me a streetwise check. 2 purple dice. Also, thank you so much for the subscription, Kay.
Yeah, hello, Kay. Thank you.
Hello.
Howdy. Streetwise against normal difficulty or
average? 2 purple dice.
Okay.
Okay, check fail. So what that means is that as you get close to the location, you do notice that there's a lot of heavies hanging around the general area, and basically the kind of average citizen foot traffic tends to slow quite down. There's a point where, as you start to approach, the heavies kind of give you a look, as in like, you don't want to come down here. Do you stop? Or do you, and I'm not saying, but what they say is fail means they turn you away, but it does give you an indication that there's something more going on around this factory.
No, I raised my hand and enter in an intergalactic term of giving up on whatever I was doing and just turn around and go back to Gamlu's luck.
Okay. Das, you want to do a bit of shopping?
Yes, I want to find something that I've been sorely missing in my equipment loadout.
What's that?
Something for short range.
For short range.
I keep getting jumped on, and this thing isn't good for
anything,
that.
Anything in particular? What are you looking at, weapons-wise?
Just a small blaster. I've been looking at the catalogs, whilst I've been, the gun catalogs that are in everywhere you find these places. And just like, yeah, they look alright. I've been looking at the either the L7 quick liquid silver or the Blurg 1120 holdout pistols.
So the Blurg holdout pistol. Notice that a holdout blaster is short range. That's got a range of short. So holdout blasters are meant to be very small. Think of it like a Derringer. It's like
exactly. Yeah.
You know, and that exactly is what it should be. It's a very small, concealable, close range weapon that's meant for close combat. It's not meant for any kind of medium range.
That's basically the idea. It's like I've got my long range sword, and I need something to hold me out if it goes too short. Last resort sort of thing.
The liquid silver has accurate 1 and pierce 1, meaning that it has a boost dice when you're firing it, and also it pierces a soak. The Blurg holdout has a very unique ability where you can basically do a dual fire mode where it fires 2 shots, but it requires you to spend a minute to do that and gives it inaccurate 1, meaning you get a setback die when firing it. The question I have for you is, you need to do a check to find one of these weapons and then purchase it. Which one are you going to do a search for?
Probably the liquid silver. Seems the best option.
Okay. That is a rarity 5 weapon. So...
Spent the last half hour looking down the list, going.
It's so that would be. I'm just trying to think of the logic of this because one. Yeah, so it's going to be a 2 purple dice check to find it. Yeah, 2 purple dice check to find the rope. Is it 2 purple? Yeah. No, make it 3 purple. Make it 3 purple. I actually think on Nar Shaddaa, this type of weapon wouldn't be as common, especially an accurate one like that. I'd say 3 purple dice, and we'll go with that. Just standard 3 purple dice.
On any particular stat, or
it's a negotiation check. So the success of the negotiation, in terms of you find one, and then the other dice effective, or the other results effective, the price goes up or down. You can literally say, "Hey, look, I need help. Would you mind helping me with this?" And like maybe go to someone with a bit more experience in that. This is where someone like Helene and Trix would come into their own, because they're good at finding stuff and negotiating and things like that. So.
Yeah, I'll bring this up to the group going, look, I've got this big gun, and I'm very good with this big gun, but I got jumped on when we were in the speeder yesterday. There wasn't a lot I could do. I need something smaller. And I've been looking through this magazine, and then I showed the picture of the liquid silver. I was like, I want one of them. Do you know where I could get one?
Are you pointing this to me?
To anybody in the room.
You sure? I'm just like, oh. And where do we get this? I was like looking at it like, oh, okay. like a child showing their parent like a toy they want for Christmas, and I'm like, okay.
Yeah. You are the parent.
Just like squinting at it like, I don't understand what I'm looking at.
Trix or Helene, whoever preferred, you can make a negotiation check of 3 purple dice to try and locate one of these guns, or know, like, I think I know someone else who would be selling it. I'll give a setback die to Helene, since you have no clue. Because it's not really your area of expertise.
I'll pass it over to Trix.
Sorry. I think
you might have a better idea than me.
You can make.
I was actually half going to suggest that, but. Sorry, what's
it's a negotiation 3 purple dice.
Yeah.
What's the difficulty?
3 purple dice. 3 purple dice. Hey!
Ooh. Well, that's much better.
Oh.
Okay,
yeah.
so Trix succeeds in finding a seller for the gun. The problem is,
but the price is going to be through the roof.
The price is going to be a bit more expensive. So in this instance, can we screen wipe to Trix and Das standing in an alleyway somewhere, and you then hear the sound of a speeder, and like the speeder pulls up, and out steps 2 squibs, which they're waist-high fox-like creatures with blue kind of fur.
Oh, gosh.
And they kind of like, hey, Are you the one who's looking for the pistol?
Yeah.
At that point, one of them who is smoking a death stick kind of goes up to the back, opens the trunk of the speeder, and there's like racks of like blasters in there.
Woo!
And one of them pulls out the L7 liquid silver and is like, "You're not gonna find one of these beauties in Ashidar. Let's see. I think a good price for this. That'd be 1,500 credits."
Great. Yeah. All right. Transfer the credit.
At that point, they kind of howl out the gun to yourself, and they take the money. One of them rubs the credits against their cheek. It's like, it's the genuine article. They're not trying to scam us. It's like, all right, here's
No, I want this.
here's your.
Do you mind hold there for a moment, and then I make sure the weapon actually works.
It does. It does. It kind of you kind of hear the hum of the power pack. And it definitely is. The chamber is loaded and all. It's all good. It's all good.
Good.
You rub it against your cheek, and it turns out it's a genuine article.
For the record,
Pleasure doing business with you.
Squibs have neurons in their cheeks that help them identify things. So that's why they're rubbing against their cheeks. They can identify someone by literally rubbing their palm against their cheeks. They can identify someone who they not even who's fully covered.
Kind of like the cat's whiskers.
I was about to say, yeah, they're like cats.
At that point, one of them's like, "I'm doing business with you," and they kind of sit in the speeder. They clearly hop into it because the seat's a bit higher than what mode for them, and then you see this little arm kind of grab the controls and speed off.
I have a feeling they might have procured that speeder in ways that might not have been entirely.
You'd think that they'd get something built for them.
It'll boost the seat, maybe.
Yeah, exactly. Booster seats, some stilts.
So you now have an L7 liquid silver blight blaster pistol. You may drag that to your inventory, and also please be aware of your encumbrance and make sure that you're not going over it, or if you are going over it, that you're telling me so that you can suffer debuffs. So I imagine like Das arrives back with Trix around about 11:30, after your back alley meeting with a bunch of gun shop that is mobile. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A gun delivery service.
Yes.
Good procurement specialists, that's how we say.
I've only so far seen mobile medicine shops, but I've never seen a gun shop.
Well, now you have.
Well, like you find business wherever you can on Narshada.
Yeah.
All right. So is everyone back at base?
Yes.
At this point, yes.
At that point, you kind of hear a message come over like the intercom system. It's like as it's Kane's like, "Hey up, we got a client incoming."
Okay.
Oh dang! I was just gonna go and look at the swoop bike as well.
Battle stations, everyone.
So we're gonna move to the ground floor. And now you guys can assemble wherever you want, but the understanding is that clients always come through the main front door. Okay, you can tell that because Caden is waiting in for them at the bar with Grade behind it.
I'm gonna be standing by the door,
Uh,
checking people as they come in.
where would I be if I came in headed to the garage? So I'll probably be.
Yeah, we have a fan of squibs in chess.
Yay!
Yay!
Meanwhile, is everyone on the map?
Yeah, I'm stood off to one side.
Okay.
Yeah.
At this point, Caden's like, listen, everyone. This client's a little unusual. Just don't say anything. Don't agitate the client.
Okay.
At that point, the door opens, and a spindly droid walks in. And the droid kind of looks across all of its the bar and the serviceman says, "Ah, interesting. Your entourage, I assume." Caden says, ladies and gentlemen, this is AT-88.
I had a feeling.
Oh boy! Nice.
As soon as you said spindly joint, I got sat up. Like, hold on a minute.
And says,
Wait a minute.
and at that point, kind of, he says to AT-88, would you fancy a drink? AT-88, I know you don't. You droids don't fancy it. Maybe some oil rubs or such. Clearly, Caden is being a bit cheeky here at this point. To which AT-88 responds, I require no feeble organic sustenance, unlike you feeble-minded organic sacks.
I was thinking, he seems nice.
Sky literally just
Yeah.
that emoji, just like, just
Yeah.
2 eyes and a line on the mouth,
Yeah.
like, okay.
And at that point, Kane says, and yet you come to help from these organic sacks. And Kane says, and so how can we help you, AT-88? Not often we get an information broker down here.
So Nuba's snout did not change in expression, but ever since 1888 entered, Nuba's trying to figure out what kind of threat that is and how to react whenever, if 1888 decided to suddenly attack.
Okay. I require the assistance of mercenaries and bodyguard protection detail. I wish to attend a party on the planet of Mawan, involving influential academics and researchers from across the galaxy, as well as their various sponsors. Unfortunately, they would not accept a droid as a partygoer. I require someone to be the front man of this endeavor, so I may attend the party. I'm, of course, offended that they do not accept droids at this invitation, but needless to say, it is imperative that I attend this event. At that point, Caden's like, well, he looks at the party and says, well, sounds like a party. Of course, these are my associates and my people. I'm, of course, willing to have them be hired by yourself, and needless to say, the price you quoted was quite generous. But it's all dependent on whether they would accept the job, of course. I mean, this is very unusual for them to go posing as effectively the frontmen, as Caden looks in the direction of Helene.
Yeah, I kind of step forward and said, I would have no problem with being the face of this group.
At that point, Caden also turns to Trix.
I nod and agree because obviously, effectively, my ears perked up at the words that you used of like diplomatic. I was like, "Ooh, okay."
Or their sponsors, which could be diplomatic. Effectively, it's a research thing, but with their sponsors, which could be various people. At that point, Kane says, and of course, they would require security. And at that point, he looks between Das, Roslos, and Sky.
Of course. And we'd be willing to back our fellows up.
Exactly.
Okay, T88.
He's no good at frontman, but he's good as backman.
Okay, T88, you got yourself a deal. When exactly is this party, and how are you expecting us to get there? The party itself will take place in 2 weeks' time. It is very imperative that you meet me on Mawan in advance. We'll have to establish your cover prior to your arrival on Mawan to make sure that you're a respectable individual. As for how you get there, that is for your own to decide. I've already arranged transport, and I'm guessing you could use public transport. They insisted on trying to ship me. I will not take kindly to that.
Seems like a fair set of terms.
And Caden says, "I'm guessing that's the expenditures are included in the payment." To which 8088 inclines his head, and basically confirms that effectively the payment is what he's offering, but of course expenses are taken out of that. So consider that when traveling, that they'll come out of the expense.
Okay.
At that point, 8088 turns and leaves. At that point, Kane just seems to kind of relax a little bit as he sits on the bar and says, "I always hate that droid whenever he turns up here."
He certainly doesn't seem like he enjoys the company of people.
People, and especially humans, he says, looking over at Das.
I don't know if droids enjoy much of anything, honestly.
Droids he says that one's a curious one. He says, if you ask me, Sky, I don't think he's got all the wires up there all correct.
Yes, he did seem. I think we flesh organics would call him a psychopath.
That's a very kind word, but an accurate description. For what I'd say is his description, I'd say psychopath is quite appropriate. But he's also one of the best information brokers on Nar Shaddaa. That's why he can pay us so much for this job. Speaking of, he's offered 70,000 for the job, which of course is my fee plus yours. It's like a hefty payday for all of you. Well, you heard the man, or the droid. You're expected to be there to establish a cover operation. So in that case, I think you find need to leave today.
Right. Well, that's.
Yeah.
I suppose that's fair.
At that
Yeah.
point,
We'll
he looks over at Gage. Says, "Gage, get in contact with my my people at the starport. See if they can arrange 5 tickets to be on the next transport immediately." At that point, Gage kind of nods and kind of picks up his comlink and just starts speaking into it. Says, "Right, by the time you 5 arrive at the starport, your tickets will be ready on the next public transport. Grab your gear. I'm not, as you say, it's a 2-week operation." He looks. He dismisses himself, but then he stops and says, "Looks at Helene and says, I'll keep an eye on Shannon while you're away here, Helene."
I appreciate that. I want to go have a word with her before I go as well. So.
All right. Would someone who's in the room down there give me a perception check?
Sure, why the hell not?
I would say I wouldn't have any
Everyone.
objections doing it either. So
I would like to. Average?
2 purple dice. I will give a boost die to Helene for reasons I can't disclose.
Oh, okay.
Very well.
Am I rolling a one as well?
Oh, come
Yes.
Okay. So it's a perception and it's a 2 purple.
2 purple. That's correct.
Hold on. All right, well, good to go. Am I getting? Did you say I'm getting a boost?
You're getting a boost. Yes.
Okay. Cool. Oh yeah. Okay.
Oh wow!
Oh, that's
All right.
perfect.
And another triumph. Damn.
That is absolutely perfect.
roll.
So let's go down these in order. Let's start with Rosalos. Take 1 strain, but you did notice that Shannon was actually eavesdropping on the conversation. You could actually you heard a noise which drew your attention up here, and you noticed that she was watching not from the balcony but from a door that she'd left slightly ajar just past it, so leading to like the rooms. And the conversation, the room with it being empty and there being no music, means that she probably would have heard the entire conversation of what happened between 8088 and everyone there. Anyone who succeeded also knows that, for the record. As for Das, what do you want to do with your 3 advantages there, buddy?
Oh yeah, I might have failed, but I got advantages. I honestly don't. I have no idea what I could use someone in this situation.
Well, you could give a boost dice for 2 advantage. You can give a boost dice to a specific person, and with 1, you could give a boost dice to the next person to go. So your call there.
Both.
Okay, who do you want to give the
Both.
dice to specifically?
Who's
Yourself is a viable target. I'll point out.
No, I'm not gonna do anything useful here. So, let's just. I'm gonna go overboard and give the advantage to Helene.
All right, Helene, you get a boost dice on your next check.
Okay.
Next we have a Sky, who you also realize that Shannon was eavesdropping. Take 2 strain as you're a bit unnerved by that.
Okay.
Honest, Mr. Russell, I was dropping no eaves.
Dropping no eaves.
I was just thinking that.
Trix, what do you want to do with your advantage?
I suppose, because obviously we don't have any strain or anything to do. It would be whoever goes next gets a boost, because that's
Alright.
the.
Cool, 2 boost to the next person. And Helene, you are fully aware of your daughter eavesdropping. You're annoyed by it, so take 2 strain.
Yeah, of course.
What do you want to do for your triumph?
Goodness, I'm not even sure.
I do have a suggestion, but I don't want to
Yeah.
override things.
Go ahead and suggest it, because I have no idea what to do with this.
In the entire conversation, you noticed one thing Caden let slip, which you might find interesting, is that 888's an information broker.
Oh, yes. That's right, he is. Information, yes. I could do with some of that.
Yeah. Do y'all have one of them informations?
All right. So that's everyone now done. So you've been given your marching orders. What is everyone doing now? Now that you've basically been told, okay, your next job's off planet. You've got a plane to catch.
Yeah, I'm gonna immediately head over and see Shannon.
By this time, you're just in time getting upstairs to see her door close behind her as you go up there.
I will just pause a moment and then knock on the door.
And she says, as she kind of opens the door and says, "Hi."
Hi, I think you might have heard that I'll be leaving for a couple of weeks.
She looks down and says, and then just nods.
You're gonna be completely safe here. Caden runs. He may not be the most forthcoming and friendly of people, but he runs a tight ship, and you'll be safe.
She smiles and says, "Gade's nice."
He's lovely. Yeah, I'm sure you'll get along really well. And hey, if you want to help out at all, I'm sure they'll appreciate it. Especially considering,
Don't accept any drinks from him.
you've got room and board. So if you can help out a little bit, I think they'd appreciate it. I think it'll give you something to keep your mind busy for the next couple of weeks.
She goes, sits down the bed and says, "Yeah, I'll try and keep busy and stay out of trouble."
Absolutely stay out of trouble. And if you can, try and see if you can get into contact with Sherry, just to see how she's doing. Could you do that for me?
She nods.
Brilliant. You take care now.
As you're turning to leave, she kind of stands and says, "Mom,
Yes?
the last time, Dad was going away. He said he was going away for a short time."
I just kind of stop her, just walk over and just like give her a kiss on the forehead and say, "Don't worry about it. I'm gonna be okay."
And she just kind of gives her that kind of weak smile. That smile is like the child is like not quite wants to believe, but is not confident in it. But yeah,
A quick squeeze of the hand, and then just I'll walk out the room.
Ow, my heart.
I know. I love these characters.
Yeah.
I love these
Yeah.
characters. Yeah.
I didn't come here to feel feels.
Okay. All right. So Helene, you've had that little moment with them.
Mhm.
What is everyone else doing? Because again, you've realized you're going off planet. You're going to more of a core world planet as well, which is one thing you guys do know.
I'm probably going to clean, like, double check my blaster pistol, just clean it, make sure it's ready to go, because, it's supposed to be a social event, but considering what happened on our last job and everything, I want to make sure everything is,
That job is ever simple.
Yeah.
Is anyone doing anything big before this? Because if so, we could just screen wipe.
Well,
Yep.
Rasmus is going to his and Das room to check whether, if anyone were to enter, would find his belongings enough inconspicuous to not want to rummage through them. If he decides that they are too conspicuous, he tries to figure out whether there is any place in the room where he could hide it.
Give me a skullduggery check, my friend.
All right. That's not my strongest asset, but yeah.
Oh, okay. So
No.
yeah, you try and find like any loose paneling in the wall or anything that you could perhaps pry open to hide something in there, but the place is actually the room's quite well built, and so you're not able to find any kind of like nook that you could hide anything away behind. All you really have is your duffel bag, which anyone could just walk over, open up, and ruffle around in there.
In that case, Nuba stands for a moment considering and then takes out the holocron and hides it on himself.
Okay, so you're taking it.
Under Titan armor.
Nice. You do get a sense, as you are holding it, and you're debating, do you leave it, do you keep it? You do hear, you must feel like yourself being guided to take it with you. You can't explain it, and it's something you really just don't understand, but you get just this feeling of to keep it safe. And the safest place is on yourself.
Yes.
Precious sis.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I did open it earlier because I was just about to say it's not triangular, is it?
Yeah.
No,
I did open it earlier, so it definitely is.
It's definitely a Jedi holocron.
Yeah.
On the other hand, Rasmus is very lanky, so there's still a lot of space under that Titan armor.
True. You know, Sky is going to kill you though. she points out.
And Das, head into the core worlds.
Yeah, I'm gonna need to get some better clothes.
I think we all are. Well,
I'm fine.
Except for Helene and Trix. I think
I'm
you're all
fine.
Yeah.
Except for the people whose jobs are to look good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Look nice
Very
and
good
talk well.
leaders.
Yeah. I guess if I
Rasmus
fluff my
is
feathers
supposed to look.
up.
Rasmus is supposed to look terrifying and intimidating. He's gonna be a bodyguard. That's half the job.
Right then. So, is anyone doing else anything before we get to the next stage? Okay, we're gonna screen wipe to deep space.
Ooh.
As you guys are sitting on a small civilian transport. It's the best way to describe it is basically a space bus. It appeared in Rebels, where basically it's basically a row of seats. Think of it like an airline ship, but there's
I
literally
know exactly which one you're referring to.
Yep. There's literally only you guys on this flight.
Hopefully there's no spoilers for Andor, but there is a space bus there.
Oh, there's space bus, but it's not that. It appears in Rebels. Think of it like if anyone's ever been to Star Tours, it's that bus effectively. They're used as civilian transport for short hops. Effectively, you guys have got interconnecting flights between various systems to kind of to approach. However,
Oh no.
en route, the pilot, who is a droid, who is actually built into the actual unit, says, turns around and says,
I'm sorry, guys. Sorry, everyone. We're having a slight problem with our hyperdrive engine. We're just going to revert to real space and just have a look at see if we can reset the engine.
I have a bad feeling about this.
give that woman 2 experience points.
Let's go.
Yes.
As you're flying along,
To it.
kind of revert down to real space, and as you're traveling along, Sky and Rosas, you're both struck with a sudden sense of dread.
Oh no, we're having a heart attack.
Like, this is probably noticeable to everything, but Sky's feathers just fluff up for a moment.
I didn't know Gungans could have heart attacks.
Well, they have hearts.
They have hearts, yeah.
Something doesn't feel right, and and the kind of the ship just starts to shake and shudder a little bit. Like it's experiencing turbulence, but you're not in atmosphere. You're in deep space.
Can we tell if we're moving in any sort of direction?
Oh, the ship is moving. It's still on sublight thrusters.
Yeah, but forwards or backwards?
Oh, you're going forward.
Okay.
You're definitely going forward. You can also check by checking the stars outside and see what's going on.
There should be no inertia anyway, but
As you look outside, Das, give me a perception check. 1 purple dice.
Yay. Okay. Where the hell did I put my character sheet? This is the problem with only having 2 months.
There's a quick skill thing
Mm.
at the top, which is what I've been using. It should be in general skills.
Just 1 purple, you said.
1 purple. Hey. And so you look outside and you see this fog. This is the only way to describe it, just starting to envelop and like cover the sides of the ship, like obscuring your view from space entirely. It's this weird kind of like storm that seems to be covering the entire ship, and you have no idea. You've never seen anything like it.
Do any of you guys know what this is?
I just lean over to have a look.
I have no idea.
no.
I don't
Probably
know
we have
much
no idea.
about starships, but I'm pretty sure that's not supposed to happen.
No.
At that point, the poor droid is like,
Something's happened. The navigational. It's going all haywire. Wait, control systems.
Well,
Oh no.
Criff.
and suddenly the droid just shuts down.
Well, Criff.
But as it clears,
Yeah.
but suddenly the front windscreen just clears, and you see before you a planet.
Funny.
Have we been hijacked?
Can I do an astrogation check to try and figure out what that planet is, or would that be a knowledge check?
You can know it would be astrogation check to try and figure out this. I'm going to warn you, Shadow. This is going to be very difficult, but yes, it's going to be a 5 purple dice astrogation check.
Okay. I'm sure this won't go wrong at all. It went horribly wrong.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? It could have gone a lot worse.
Yeah.
You're looking out and you're like,
Right out
I don't
there.
recognize any stars or anything right now.
I have no idea what this is, and I've also probably got it straight. So
And
No,
yeah,
no.
you take
I think we're not on Mawan anymore.
take a setback dice, which that does give you some information. It's like that means either you're in the core worlds, which, given by the density of stars, unlikely, or you're somehow in the unknown regions.
So I've got good news and I've got bad news.
What's the good news?
We might be in the core. This might be a core world.
Great. And what's the bad news?
We might be in the unknown regions. I don't know which.
Ah,
Yeah, which unknown region is basically just wild space. No one really knows what's out there. And anyone who's gone traveling has either never come back or has come back like, I'm never fucking going back. You know?
No.
Do we have any other passengers on this bus?
No, just you guys.
That's fine.
Uh-oh. What does it mean?
And then suddenly, the ship suddenly nosedives and starts plummeting towards the atmosphere of this planet.
Hold on!
What were you guys going to do?
Hold on. I'm doing what
Panic.
the game told me.
I'm probably going to try and get to the pilot seat to maybe take manual control.
Yeah, so there's no pilot seat. The droid is built into things. So you can try and take controls, but you're having to work around a droid chassis. So give me a piloting check. However, it's going to be 4 purple dice with 2 setback for the awkwardness.
Okay. I want to support Sky with that. Somehow maybe trying to drag the droid back a bit so that there's enough space for a little bird.
It's literally built in, so like its base, it's not got no wheelbase. It's part of the ship, so you can't move it effectively. That's why there's no pilot seat, because the droid's the pilot. It always pilots the thing.
Yeah, is the setback from my previous threat, or was that?
Yes. So 1 is the previous threat, and 1 is the awkwardness of it.
Okay, so I get 2 setbacks then.
Yes, correct.
Excellent. Let's go.
Woohoo!
I mean, that I think I failed, guys.
So you're trying to pull on the controls, but they're not budging at all. As the kind of the distance clears, you just kind of see like a lot of wilderness. And you do see like some villages and things, but mostly where you're heading for is not a village. Thankfully, you look. It looks to be like a small, like an area in like this forested location. A lot of fog around. You notice. As there's only one thing you feel like you can say at this moment, Sky.
Brace for impact.
You've got 3 advantages. What do you want to do with those 3 advantages?
I would like to heal some strain.
Would you like to heal some strain, or would you like to give boost dice to someone and the next person to act for the inevitable check you have to do to basically sort of try and avoid injury on the landing?
Wise. Yeah, that's probably wise.
Okay, so everyone will need to make a coordination check or resilience check for the rough landing. It's very important of the order, because Sky can give a boost dice to a specific person and to the next person to act. So Sky, who are you actively giving the dice to? And yourself is a viable target.
I'll probably give 1 to myself, and then whoever comes after me.
Okay. Well, that'd have to be the next person in that case.
Yeah.
Okay. So Sky, can I get your check first with a boost dice, and then who did you give it? Then
whoever comes after me.
Whoever comes after you. Does anyone want to specifically say they want to go after Sky? Bear in mind that you might want to time this correctly, people, so that someone with the least strain or least resilience or coordination gets a boost dice.
I feel pretty coordinated. I can go much later.
Okay. Helene?
I don't really know what I can do here, so.
I mean, which is your highest, and what do you have?
What's the highest you have, Scarf? Resilience or coordination?
Hold on.
You've also got a coordination roll, don't forget.
Oh, of course, coordination. Yeah. Sorry, my brain just short circuit for a moment there. Coordination. Difficulty.
I mean, what's your role currently on it?
It would be 1 yellow, 1 green.
That's not bad. Is there anyone who's worse than that?
I have a pair of greens, technically.
What was that, Trix?
I have a pair of greens on both of them, so...
Trix.
Oh, yeah. Get Trix next.
Okay, so, right, it's Sky, Trix, and then everyone else can then roll their checks. So, Sky, difficulty is going to be 2 purple dice. with boost dice for yourself, Sky. Trix, you also do the same check with a boost die. Everyone else does the check without a boost dice. But of course, Helene, you get a reroll if you decide to use it.
Yep.
Let's go.
Which is better? 3 green or 1 green and a yellow?
10.
It depends. The yellow gives you quality, whereas the 3 greens give you quantity. So
Yeah, but I think if I just look at my green dust, I think there's more blanks on a green.
yes.
Well, let's see if I can take the impact.
I want to.
Oh no, they've
I
all
want to-
got both yellow and green have got 1 blank.
Okay.
Yeah. If I may try to power game this, I'd like to go next because hopefully, as I have pretty good coordination, hopefully I could maybe get some.
That's a good idea.
advantages that I can
All right,
give others.
Roslos. Go at it.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay,
I don't have
succeed.
any advantages. Sorry.
No.
All right. Helene
Right.
Okay.
and Das.
I'm on the same roll as
Okay.
Roslos, so if I can get an advantage, I can pass that along.
Yeah, you go ahead then.
There
That's
we go.
one.
That means you could use that advantage to pass a boost dice off to Helene.
That's the idea, yeah.
All right. So I've got 1 yellow, 1 green, 2 purple, and a boost.
It's all
Okay.
Taylor.
I love how everybody succeeds except me. Bashes my head against the.
Take a strain, Helene. And yes, Sky, you roll for advantages. What do you want to do? You are going to suffer wounds because you failed. What do you want to do with that for advantage?
I might as well heal the strain.
Sure. Yeah. You get knocked out and you kind of, yeah, I think that's appropriate. Because basically you're behind, you're around this droid, you're kind of like going to bang right into this droid and kind of tumble with it a little bit. So yeah. As everyone kind of braces and suddenly crash as the ship hits the ground and skids along before coming to a stop, but everyone kind of blacks out from the impact.
Ow.
We're gonna,
How many wounds am I taking, Captain?
You're taking 2 wounds.
Ouch.
Yeah, I imagine kind of Sky wakes up with kind of like blood coming down from her forehead, kind of where she hit her head on the console. The impact has actually meant that you tumbled with the droid and it's actually you cleaved it out of its socket, so effectively it's now fully deactivated and broken.
No!
No.
Oh no.
Oh, I'm sorry, little one.
I mean, plug him back in and a bit of soldering job, you'll be fine.
Yeah.
I did recently buy a mechanics a toolkit.
Yeah.
Get a super glue, it'll be good as new.
Yeah.
Just don't put him on backwards or you'll never hear the end of it.
As everyone kind of slowly comes to, and it's like, oh, where are we?
Ow.
Oh god.
Did anyone lose anything?
Has anybody got some synth skin? I think my head's bleeding.
I'm gonna go over to Sky and see what I can do to, at least help the wounds a little bit.
Sure. If you want to do a medicine check, you can heal whatever wounds you roll in terms of medicine.
Sure. Difficulty 2?
No. You're at a half your wound threshold, aren't you, Sky?
Under. My wound threshold is 10.
Yeah, so it's one purple dice.
Okay then.
There you go.
All right.
You can actually heal up to 3 wounds, Sky.
Yay!
I guess I'll be taking that as strain.
No.
No.
Sky takes that as strain.
Okay. I'm sorry.
Because ow,
Yeah.
Pain. Well, it's better than. I healed all my strain. I got it all back again. But my wound threshold is lower, so.
Yeah, I was thinking it makes sense because if someone starts rubbing, like alcohol rubbing your foot, that stings. Like, ow,
Yeah, and I probably lost a couple of feathers on the dashboard as well.
But yeah, you guys looking outside, you can just basically see that the ship seems to have landed along a dirt road. You're looking out there, you don't see anything on the skyline that looks modern. Like it looks quite like a lot of forests, a lot of fog as well.
Okay.
It doesn't do good for your vision. Sky and Roslos, you feel very unsettled.
Okay. Boy, I don't like this. This place.
I look at Sky
This
with
doesn't feel right.
meaningful look of worry, of trepidation, that to let her know that I also feel the dread of this place, the discomfort of being here.
Are we all okay aside from just
Aside from being here.
Yeah.
Listen, all I can display with me, so okay.
yeah, something doesn't feel right about this place.
Not at all.
I mean, I don't like the fog.
I mean it in a Jedi way.
Oh. I just thought it looked a little bit eerie.
Well, that too, but I can't explain it, but something's wrong here.
The best way. Did you have sense, Sky?
I don't have sense.
Okay, that's fine. Drossos, do you have sense?
No, I don't.
Okay, that's fine. No, that's all right.
Nobody here has any sense.
I have seek, so if it was something I'm looking for, I can try and find it, but I can't just generalize.
Well, you guys now crash land on this planet. What are you guys gonna do?
A bunch of nonsense.
I think probably the first step is to look for some kind of civilization, somewhere where we can contact somebody from.
Yeah, I mean, we should get a look. We should get a look at the outside of the shuttles to see if we can even get it working again.
Give me a mechanics check.
That was going to be
Sky.
my suggestion.
It's going to be 1 purple dice mechanics check. This is to assess the damage, not do any repairs, by the way.
Yeah, it's just assessing.
Okay.
Oh, that looked cockeyed to me, but okay.
Okay, the threat is going to be a frustration because the outside paneling of the ship looks very good. You then pull like a panel off, and you see that the sublight engines are fucked. You know, this ship isn't taking off anytime soon.
Yeah, so we're gonna need alternate transport.
Or enough repair parts to repair the sublight engines, but yeah.
Yeah. At this point, we're just gonna need another ship.
Well then, that is a problem.
Yes. I saw some. Did we see the villages as we were?
You definitely saw there are some villages. Yeah.
Yeah, we should probably try and find a village.
I guess so.
Yeah.
I mean, if we can navigate in this fog.
So Roslos looks at the sky, like points at the pilot, kind of like, you should know if we can turn on the scanners or what, and see where the village is.
It's a public transport thing. I don't think it has many scanners.
Give me a computer check. 2 purple dice.
Oh. No.
Yeah. What's weird is it has sensors, a very advanced sensor suite. But when you turn on the suite, you're getting a lot of feedback and a lot of almost like not like there's a lot of life forms, sure, but it's a case of it's almost like you're getting the sensor reading sent back to you and it's basically nullifying the signal.
That's weird. I don't think it's supposed to do that.
Definitely not. It is definitely not supposed to be doing that.
Whether we like it or not, I think we're going to have to find some help.
Das, give me a perception check as you're outside.
Oh.
Aye.
Oh no.
Difficulty?
1 purple dice. Looking around, you notice that there's a lot of fauna and flora like around the place, but in the kind of the forest, the fog just seems to mysteriously thicken. Whereas along the road, it's still dense, but it's not as dense. It's a very unusual kind of situation where the fog seems to be there,
Clump.
and then it clumps in the actual forest itself. Like you could barely see a few trees in to the forest, but you could see along the track, at least a good mile ahead of on the track.
That's putting my tracker brain into overdrive because I'm like, that doesn't happen. That's manufactured, or that's weird stuff, and I tell everybody that.
Yeah.
That ain't right. That right there, that's wrong.
We shall keep clear of the woods, okay?
Trix, give for me a perception check from yourself as well, please. 1 purple dice. Oh, very nice. With the success,
Not bad for already having green dice.
you're able
Yeah.
you're able to identify that there's a lot of fauna out there in the forest. But it's weird. When you hear one cry on one side, you hear it on the other side as well.
Interesting.
That's whack.
Das, did you say you were a hunter?
Yeah.
Which way down this road should we take to get to a village or any village?
I mean, can I tell?
Give me a survival check. Two
There's
purple.
more survival.
It's going to be 2 purple dice, but I'll give you a boost dice because you've been on the outback quite a lot. So
Right. Oh, damn.
Oh,
so close. You're not
Yeah.
entirely certain which direction up there is. But if you imagine that there might be some, if you walk, pick a direction, you'll probably get to some sort of civilization. I mean, the dirt road must exist for some reason.
Oh,
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know which way's closer, but if we go anyway on one of these tracks, we're going to end up somewhere.
I just hope it's
At
a good somewhere.
At least there's a track.
yeah.
At least there's a track.
Yeah, I think we should probably leave. I think we should leave some markings so we know how to get back with all this fog.
Sure. It's a good idea.
Do you have anything to make marks?
I have my talons.
Which perfectly, yep.
So I just make sort of an arrow, like pointing back to the shuttle in the dirt.
Okay. So are you all in agreement that you're going to basically go along the path?
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. So you guys kind of start walking, and as you walk, you all get a sense of being very unsettled by the environment. Just the trees themselves, they kind of seem to reach out almost into the road like tendrils from darkness, and you get a very you get the feeling of you're always being watched as well.
Yeah. Since Sky and Roslos are feeling that the most, Roslos is really starting to have a fight or flight response slowly. So I'll take probably one conflict, but I'll also be starting to prepare. I'll put on my binoculars and look in anticipation around.
Yeah, I'll take that conflict too.
After about an hour's walk, you guys can see in the distance what looks to be a small village. What is very interesting is how primitive the village is. It's lots of stone masonry, and wooden buildings. Nothing really made out of metal. Very feudal, and in terms of its construction. There's some people flittering around in clothing that is very much Old Republic era clothing as well.
Oh, wow.
Nice. Just like home.
Tattered and ragged. The
By
place,
Old Republic, do you mean the like previous Republic or like the old Republic?
the old Republic.
Oh, okay.
Dang.
And as you kind of make your way up into, you see a little sign which on the side of the road, which is again, it's a wooden sign which someone has just etched into it the actual name of the town itself, which states, give me a second here to make sure that I took notice of the name properly. Okay. So the village is Barovia.
Oh.
That was B.
Yep,
Barovia?
Barovia, yes. Barovia.
That is concerning as a D&D fan.
Yeah. I was wondering where I'd heard that before, and now I'm like, well, I don't like this.
Yeah.
I'm in danger. We're in danger.
All I'll say is I named the town very intentionally, and so.
Oh, lovely.
Oh, good.
I feel like I'm missing out on something now. I don't get the reference.
Barovia is the town in the Curse of Strahd campaign of Dungeons and Dragons, which is
I have actually played that.
which is the gothic horror vampire
Yeah.
one.
Yeah.
I know the one. I did like 3 sessions
Yeah.
with another group a couple of years ago.
Oh no.
As the villagers kind of who are there, they seem to be mostly human, although there are some Duros as well there that you can foresee.
Okay.
They look fairly gaunt in their appearance, and kind of very much like they're just living day to day, and just trying to survive. You even see that one of them is currently selling rats from a cart. Some loth rats that are just hanging down on there. As that seems to be a delicacy here. As you approach into the town, do you guys do or say anything? Or you tend to be given a wide berth by the people there.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm just going to step forward and hail them and be like, hello? Hi.
So, one person steps forth and says, "What brings you to Barovia?" And they are a Duros. They have a kind of a multi-layered voice. There's like, "Are you in need of supplies?"
Quite possibly. Our ship crash landed here. Just about an hour back that way.
Oh, you have a ship?
Well, we had a ship.
Oh.
Yeah.
What? There are
Not
no
buried.
there are no ships here, madame. Even anyone who comes here, their ships are inoperable.
Oh. Well, yeah, we've certainly experienced that.
Yeah, it was inoperable, and now it's very inoperable.
Maybe you could fix ship? Maybe our local blacksmith could assist you, perhaps. They are skilled repairsmen. I think they used to work in shipyards.
Okay. Yeah, take us there.
Yeah.
if you can.
And at that point, you hear like a voice saying, you hear a voice say, new travelers, are we? And a kind of a hermit in kind of cloaked kind of garb kind of hobbles over and says, and what brings you to these parts?
Definitely not our own intentions. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, we were traveling to the core before we got waylaid and crashed here.
He says, the master always brings newcomers to this world.
The master?
He says, the Lord.
Who is your lord?
And he says, well, the Lord Van Zaro.
Okay.
He's the local lord. He has dominion over this place. He's the one who brings the storms.
I
see.
Yes, the storms that bring ships here.
Right.
Well,
why
dang it.
Do you know why he brings people here?
Oh, the master likes fresh meat. Likes visitors very much. The
That's
master.
darker and darker by the minute.
Okay.
I don't like in this.
The master is quite.
I'm just getting
ancient
more and
old.
more of an opinion of going into that fog and staying there.
No one gets it. No one goes into the fog.
Then I'll be safe there.
Why?
No. No one goes into the fog. You just come out the fog. Try it. You think I'm saying try it?
I had out of character. I figured that might be a thing. Das,
I've never
let's
played
not.
the D&D campaign, so Nuba goes into the fog to check that.
Oh, no.
So Nuba, as you enter the fog, give me a resilience check as you suddenly feel very, very exhausted. It's going to be a 2 purple dice check.
Resilience versus 2 purple.
Yes.
Okay.
All right. So you're able to stave off the wariness of the exhaustion from the fog, but you gain a strain. You also feel very unsettling for everyone. As soon as you're in the fog, you can barely see anything. As you go into the forest, you walk for about an hour before you actually emerge exactly where you entered, facing your team. To them, you were in there for 2 minutes.
Yeah, we said no one to go in the fog.
Did you see anything?
No.
Or hear anything more like?
I walked for hours and hours and not seen anything there.
Hours?
Just fog.
You were gone 2 minutes.
Huh? What?
You just went in.
At that point, do you have a chronometer, Roslos? I imagine
No.
perhaps you would. Oh, you don't have a chronometer. Okay. In that case, it's impossible to tell whether what you say is truth. But yeah,
I forgot to put one. It was certainly more than 2 minutes. Much more.
Very strange is happening with this planet. I think we need to see the blacksmith and leave.
We thought that we should better see the Lord.
I think we should probably talk to this lord.
says,
Oh,
the master likes to receive visitors. He is also very welcoming as an individual. The kind of the road figure speaks up and says, "I can take you to his dominion."
Sure.
Okay, I don't think we have much of a choice.
Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah.
Completely out of character. If the master tells me that Gungan is what is a Gungan but a miserable little pile of secrets, I'm pummeling him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this hermit leads you through town, and on your way you get to see that there's blaster technology here. All the blasters are very ancient and old, and they're being manufactured from ancient and old technology as well. This is almost like a time capsule. This place is stuck within the time of the Old Republic almost. But everywhere you look, everyone just seems like they're just going through the motions. Like there's no life very much here. Like they're just existing, as it were. Right. And that's where we're going to end today's session as you pass a sign that says the direction to Castle Revernia.
Oh, bugger.
It's at that moment, like a minute ago, I just realized, oh wait, this is the Halloween special.
Yeah. I just picture going, oh wait, it's the end of October.
Yes, which will be continued in next session. So yes, it's no mystery. I have taken the Curse of Strahd, putting my own spin on it in a Star Wars style, and displaying it to you guys. So,
Oh my god!
I love it.
Very nice.
Instead of being a campaign, it's going to be a couple of episodes long, so it's not a very elongated thing, and that's why it's also my own interpretation of events and such. So,
I like it.
Yes.
Yeah. It's like once I got all added up, I was like, oh god, no.
XP. You guys did so well today. I'm going to give you all 15 XP.
Woo!
15. 1-5.
Yeah.
Can anyone wrangle any more from me on motivations?
I would actually like to, because I think I did very much play to my motivations. At least one of them.
Absolutely.
One of my motivations is creation family, of which I've written, I want to kind of rekindle my relationship with my daughters, which I had an opportunity to do that, and I went for it. So
an extra 2 experience points to you, Scarf.
Woo!
I'd like to fight for mine in the motivation of discovery of self, trying to basically wrestling with my identity as a Jedi, like sort of leaning into it with the team and that, and able to take the jokes, but also when the holocron asked me about building a lightsaber, immediately just put it away, kind of thing.
Yep, 2 XP for you. Extra 2 XP. Roslos.
No, I can't really justify anything.
Okay.
That decision.
Tricks.
Mine's an awkward one because of, say, one of my things is in terms of like friendships and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the fact of, okay, yes, on one hand, obviously, trying to make it clear with Sky that that we are family, that we all look out for each other, kind of thing. It's one of those that depends on interpretation whether you'd allow that.
I'd say if you would allow me to throw my hat in the ring as support behind David on that one, I think so.
No, I agree. Yeah. 2 XP to you. Das.
Other than making a friend during a round of drinking, I didn't really do much.
Let's look at your motivations. Expertise, wants to be the best hunter, find and kill the largest, most dangerous beast. Wants to travel the galaxy, doesn't like being tied down too long. Well, I'd say you're traveling the galaxy right about now.
Yeah, but we didn't get to... Except we didn't get to where we're going.
True. I'll give you 1 XP because you're seeing an unusual place, which...
I mean, you did agree to go off-world. I think that counts as like saying, doing a little bit of experience.
So yeah, well done. All of you, of course, are free to spend your XP in whatever ways you feel. Please consider what you do buy and make sure you can report on that next session. Which when next session will be, we'll announce that very hopefully on my Twitter soon. Once we kind of get some more schedules get sorted out. Soon, TM. And yes.
I already have a couple days in mind. I'll just let you guys know, and then we'll see what works.
Fantastic. I want to thank my players today, of course, Lemming, David, Connor, Burr, and Shadow. The show would be nothing without them. They're my players. And then at the end of the day, I want to thank them for being on board and for being patient with me, because this session was all them. This session was all on them and their interactions. So, yeah.
We've had a lot of fun with it.
It was great. I had a lot of fun with this one. I always love like downtime sessions in RPGs where you get to kind of just go off and do something.
Character development.
Yeah,
absolutely. That's why I try and bake that into sessions, because the last 2 sessions have been very combat heavy. So let's have a bit more social stuff going on, a bit more interaction.
I love it.
Yeah. So yeah,
and it was great. We had suspense, we had bromance, we had illegal weapon salesmen, we had everything.
It's a chocker episode, but yes. Join us next time as we'll be doing effectively the Curse of Strahd in Star Wars.
Oh Lord!
Goodbye, everyone.
Howdy.
Bye.
Peace.
See ya.
Bye.